Hello, people. It's your boy Husam back again with another Rival Fan podcast, the first of the season. We're back. It's been a long wait. But listen, I know you guys have been missing us. We've got the whole gang and a special guest, as you guys can see on screen. As always, make sure you get your comments in, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Everyone's links are down below, so make sure you show love to them, follow them, subscribe, all that good stuff. But before we get into the show, as you guys know from the last podcast, I'm going to run the intro and then I introduce the guest and we'll get into the topics. But anyways, enjoy, people. If I can put it on, because yes. I know the people.
2 goals against Liverpool. So obsessed. 2 goals against Liverpool. So obsessed, man.
Obviously, the first one, I only picked the first video, which was a Russian one against Trent. I was like, that has to be in there, and the Cavani celebration. I don't care about anything else. But listen, it is what it is, obviously. I'm surprised you put the Matt one as well, but, you know, we can't get everything Liverpool. But anyways, let's introduce our guest. As the title suggests, is a Premier League predictions video. We're probably going to watch this 8 months down the line. So just to give a bit of context, it is the 2nd of August. And obviously, we're going off the back of the current transfers. I need to make reference to this because if someone does a madness in the window from now to the end of the season, of course, our sort of prediction might change come early September, but it is what it is. Nevertheless, we're not going to chat shit. We're not going to stand the fans. Get your predictions down below. Let's get into it. First and foremost, your 2 favorite midfielders on my left. Some would say I'm the 3rd member, aka Busquets. We have got Kojo and Cahil in the building. What are we saying, boys?
Wonderful, man. Wonderful. I'm wonderful. What do you think, Hill?
I just have to make an inquiry for one of your other panelists. Lawless, your camera's looking quite crisp, my friend. I don't understand what this is. Like the HD is HD, my friend. That might be 4K. Yeah. I don't know how much that camera costs.
I've finally hooked up. I've hooked up my camera to my computer to use it as a webcam. So they're using this dusty old webcam here. I've dashed that to the side. And
listen, they get European football and man's upgraded. You know,
this is it. Hey, listen, we ain't got no signings, but I got a new camera, so that's
yes. You love to see it. And speaking of the man himself, obviously Grealish's favourite fan. We've got Lawless from West Ham Fan TV looking sharp as always in the building. What are you saying, Lawless?
Yeah, good man, good to be back on the show. I mean, like I said, after the timing of today's show with some good news today. Good news going on today to get into. I'm excited to get into that and talk about these problems and not worry about West transfer windows.
But talk about these problems, you know. And speaking of it, right on cue, we got the homie day one in the building. Finally, Tottenham Hotspur representative here for today. We got Keeshan.
Yeah, I've been trying to stay in hiding for as long as possible. Do you know what I'm saying? But obviously, you got me, and you got me probably on the worst day. As a KNFC fan, so yeah.
Hey, do you know what was beautiful?
Trust me, if anyone that hates Spurs, I wouldn't miss this episode because there's a few rants you can come later on. I'm telling you.
All right, in the group chat, like someone put the Kane story, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, that's not a good coronavirus." And I was like,
one of our club legends as well put it down as well, saying you guys are all fake, it's a lie, and then 10 minutes later,
when I saw that Fabrizio's story, I was like,
"You won like
who's Tyler Roberts?
20 years,
Tyler Roberts.
Right, fair enough. I don't know who that is, but fair play to him. He must have won something. It's probably not in my era, so he's probably won a trophy.
He was back in 70s, isn't it? Back when we were actually won trophies.
He's an actual all right, fair enough. And last but not least, we have finally got a Liverpool fan. No more slagging off Liverpool for 30 seconds. We've got Husam in the building. What are you saying, Hus?
I'm good, man. I feel like shit because I need my club to sign some people, but besides that, I'm good, man. Life's good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as you said the other day, Van Dijk has got football to it on the strings. We will touch on Van Dijk and Dancing on Ice a bit later on. But let's start with a big story from today. Harry Kane. Does he stay or does he go? Well, it turns out he doesn't go to training because he's on strike. Anyways, Kish, what I'm going to let you start. It's only right. Just I feel like if you start, no one's going to speak for 10 minutes. But we're going to
I'll obviously just summarize it. I mean, from mine, listen, it's a tough one, because a lot of fans, I've been looking at loads of comments today, and a lot of fans are really annoyed at the fact that, that there's ways about doing things and not going to training and stuff is not going to help. You should be the dedicated professional. Jamie O'Hara talks said that he was shocked by it. And to be honest, I was shocked by it. But if you look at Daniel Levy, if he trains and he works hard and he still stays in the same position, Daniel Levy, it's easy for him. For Daniel Levy, you'll be like, oh, cool, we'll keep you. It's fine then. You're obviously, I know you want to leave, but you're happy to train. You're not going to be late. You're going to play the games. You're going to bag me 30, 40 goals for next season. So for Daniel Levy, that's not a headache. What is a headache is him not coming up to training. If you look at our players in the past that have left, Gareth Bale missed training. Modric missed training. Eriksen, although all these things about he didn't want to go to another Premier League club, he still publicly said that he wanted to leave. And in the end of it, he didn't want to train anymore. And you could tell from the first few games under Mourinho, he wasn't bothered. So even Berbatov stopped training as well when he wanted to go to Man United. So in the past, if it was another owner who had anything about, player loyalty, fair enough. But Daniel Levy doesn't have that loyalty. And the only way, in my opinion, the only way I could see Kane leaving is him holding a fuss. Because if he trains and does everything, then for Levy, he's relaxed. It's chilled. There's no issues around it. So
basically,
I get all the frustration, but you've got to think as a player for Harry Kane, he knows that this is the only way he's probably going to get even a sniff of a chance to leave. Because otherwise, Daniel Levy's not going to let him go. It's obvious. He's got 3 years on his contract. He's not going to let him go unless he holds a fuss. And now Levy knows that by him staying there, it's going to upset the rest of the players and the new manager who's hardly stepped through the door yet. He's only had a couple of weeks. So and apparently he's not even spoken to him yet in person. So
yeah, but he's not turned up, so I can't really.
That's what I mean, exactly. So it's more mess than anything right now, to be fair.
Yeah, I've got to just put this comment on because obviously Souness, of course, has to comment on the whole situation. Yes, Harry Kane didn't turn up to training, but you got to ask, where's Paul Pogba in all of this? If he was a man of integrity, he would have driven Kane to training. I mean, it's a good point, isn't it, Lawless? Where is Pogba in all of this?
The United way, what do you mean by overpriced? Or what's the actual price that you'd be thinking is over? What would you pay?
We'll get to Kane's price tag. I just want to hear the general consensus of the room. Obviously, you've heard what Keeshan's got to say. From just quickly to add my personal perspective, look, I hear what you're saying. Kane has to force a move because Levy will just, dig his heels as he always does. But for me, it's like, I think he could have done it. He could have went about it a better way, man. I think it reeks of unprofessionalism and Kane's sort of, star boy representation in the English media and all his sort of glitz and glam. It's not the ideal way, man. I think he's got to do something else and speak to Levy behind closed doors. But it is what it is. I'll open up to the rest of you. What are you guys' thoughts on the whole Kane situation at the moment?
You know what? It hasn't taken very long at all for me to agree with Kish because I agree with him. I agree with every word he said. Shock, horror. I agree with everything Kish has just said. Really and truly. Look, if you made an agreement with the player, and you said, cool, look, if you sign this deal, we will sell you if the offer comes in, right? Because Kane was signing the deal to help Spurs at the end of the day. They want him to sign the deal and he's going to get more money for them if he gets sold, right? Now, if you're going back on that agreement, Kane has every right to feel aggrieved. And if it's me, like you said, like, what am I supposed to do? Do you just take it? No, I'm going to be pissed. So I'll be like, all right, cool. Forget you. I'm going to stay home and I'm not going to train and do what I can to make that move happen. Like you said, otherwise, what's he going to do? He's just going to stay there and let his career pass him by and not get to achieve everything that he wanted to achieve. Football careers are short. People say he shouldn't have signed the deal, but he did so obviously in good faith. And if that good faith isn't being returned rewarded, then I can't blame him for doing what he needs to do at the end of the day. So, yeah, do his thing.
Fair enough,
No,
fair
that
enough.
80 million comment is making me go.
I know, I can see it. I would have
Shut up, man. Shut up. Like, seriously. Man is dead out here. You guys paid what? 89 million for Maguire, and Harry Kane's not worth more than that.
Oh, stop bringing up that damn transfer fee, man. I don't care.
Yeah, but did Maguire score the same amount of goals as Kane in Euros? I don't know. His scores was it's like one.
What are you on about? Harry Kane scored 4 goals in the Euros.
I'm messing, man. Maguire scored one, man. Keeshan, we already started. You don't see it rattled already.
The United way needs to go back to sleep, man. I'm not even
Don't
joking.
worry about him. Hus, let's come to you. I know you're very opinionated, lad. What are your thoughts on the Kane situation? You've heard what the guys have said. Do you think he's gone about it the right way?
I'm not really shocked at all, to be honest. This is what you expect from someone who supported Arsenal as a child. So it's normal. He's going on strike. The thing is, here's the thing. At the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day, listen, no one cares about Tottenham Hotspur, okay? One sec. No one cares about Tottenham Hotspur. I just want to talk about that bald checkbook fraud who sat in front of all of us, in front of a camera, and lied to our faces. Oh, we can't replace Aguero. And then a week later, he's linked to Harry Kane. I just can't stand that snake. I swear to God, I just want to swear at him so bad, but this is like my first time here, so I'm trying to just calm it down.
Go for it. Don't worry, man.
Man, Pep is just the most hateable manager I've seen my entire life. He just has such a he's just a punchable human being. He's so annoying. He's about to sign Grealish and Kane in the same window, and then he sat in front of us all and almost cried on camera. Oh, we can't replace Aguero, and then he's being linked to the best striker in world football. So this is the thing, man. Honestly, Pep Guardiola is just a disgrace. I can't stand that guy. I need someone to RKO him through the table next season or something like that.
Is it the best striker in world football?
Yeah, yes,
100%. It might have to times that 80 million by at least another 2.
I think 8 million.
It's Lewandowski, right? But we move anyway.
Yeah, we move. No. Allow that Bundesliga tax stuff.
That German tax.
Cahill, you would win league titles with Bayern. It doesn't matter.
What the Champions League? Come on.
What Champions League tax?
Did he score in the final? Did he score in any important game?
Has Harry Kane scored in any final?
Harry Kane has never scored in important game.
Yeah, but Harry Kane plays for Tottenham Hotspur, not Bayern Munich. That's the difference.
Okay, Thierry Henry didn't score in the final. Does that make him worse?
No. But,
yes,
but also
he missed a 1v1, and Arsenal fans would have had something to talk about.
Kojo, why you're bringing up Arsenal when we're catching strays? Let's stick to the point. Lewandowski, Borussia Dortmund, he won the league there twice, top goal scorer. Come on now.
Congratulations. But Harry Kane still plays for Tottenham. That's the thing. That's the great difference.
Oh my God! Honestly, we haven't even started the predictions. That's gonna be interesting. But listen, Coach, I've got to ask you. You're one of Kane's biggest fans. About really, to be honest. What are your thoughts on what the guys have said?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm happy that he's made this move because he's always been seen as the consummate professional, and this idea that yes, he can complain and all that, but he'll run back to training and be a good boy in training, bun all of that. When you've been at a club for so long, you score so many goals and they've brought you nothing because everyone else in your team has been incompetent, which is the truth. And at some point, you just got to say, you know what, enough is enough, man. And you can't keep a stranglehold on me. I'm not about player power, but at the same time, I'm about wanting to go up in the world, and he's someone that's topped goals in every competition and come away with nothing because Spurs don't build properly, they don't buy properly. So Daniel Levy needs to be taught a lesson.
They don't win either.
So as Ferguson said that he's the most difficult person to work with ever, and this guy's done deals with Real Madrid, so that tells you everything you need to know about Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy needs to be taught a lesson in this game, and he's been way too comfortable for far too long. So he got protests protests this year, and now your boy is saying, now your diamond is saying, listen, I'm out. It's like Hulk Hogan leaving WWE to go WCW. I'm out. Forget about it. I'm gone. Leave me alone. And as for the fee, I don't know who's going to pay it, but I think the way he's forcing it is good because if you're not going to get the money up front, try and force a installment-based deal where you're like, accept like 80 million up front and then get the rest later on in installments. Do it like that. Just get me the hell out of there. And I actually don't think City's going to be his next destination, personally.
Do you know what it is with me, Kojo?
think
If
it's
he actually goes to Man City, I'm not, because I know for a fact you're basically guaranteed trophies at City. It's if he went somewhere like Chelsea or United, where I would be pissed. I would be proper pissed.
Right, chill out.
I'm not saying.
Chelsea has won Champions League.
Language.
Chelsea,
No. Listen,
This the rivalry, obviously.
Listen, I'm not saying that that they're not in a better state than those United and Chelsea. I'm not saying that at all. But I think that to play under Pep and to probably guarantee the Premier League, whereas at United, even with Harry Kane, you're not going to guarantee the Premier League.
If he goes to Chelsea or United, this is my opinion. I'm saying it on the stream. Is if he goes to Chelsea United, either of those two win the league. I genuinely believe it. Like if you go to Spurs or go to Chelsea,
my God!
I think that's not good.
Usman, you're managed by Oli, my guy. You're managed by Oli. He's gonna call him Kane.
Yeah, you're right.
Come on, allow it, man.
However, I forgot. Yeah, you're right. If you go to Chelsea, they could win the league. United, we might get second in progress. Anyways, speaking of progress, let's talk about Arsenal. You know, they made progress in the 30 million Ramsdale sale deal. Cahil, thoughts on Ramsdale? What are your thoughts? 30 million.
Wow.
I mean, I was going to mention Harry Kane.
Is that confirmed?
No, bro.
I'm just
that was a proper cheer me up.
In shit, bro. If we ever play 30 million for Ramsdale, I'm stop supporting Arsenal, man. That's you can write that down. You can clip that shit, boy. But no, it's not happening. So it is what it is. Harry Kane, on the other hand, that is happening. So,
What are your thoughts on Harry Kane? To be fair, Kane, banter aside, it's similar to obviously when Henry left to win a major trophy as well, isn't it? Like you can kind of like give your.
I think league titles are considered major trophies, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but obviously
it's more Van Persie. It's more Van Persie. Not quite legend.
Yeah.
Cult hero, I guess. That's what Harry Kane is. Like, cult hero.
But what are your thoughts on Kane? Do you think he should leave as well, or do you think he should stay out that shit? Or that is why Harley.
No, I think he should leave. He's well entitled to leave. I mean, you don't score 20. How many assists did he get last season as well? Like, and not win anything, or don't contribute to anything. You contribute to where did they finish 6? That's crazy.
No,
that's
because they're in the
seven. That's crazy to me. But I feel like the narrative that's not being shown is how important super agents really are. Because I mean, when you think about it, the one thing that they care about the most and they protect the most is the players. Because there is no way in hell Harry Kane should be on what he's earning right now at Spurs, considering he's the best striker in the land, winning absolutely nothing on a 6-year deal. Yeah, that's crazy to me. That is absolutely crazy to me. And the only people he has to blame is, well, one, himself, but two, is his father and his brother are his agents. Like, come on, that was a recipe for disaster, especially if you're dealing with Daniel Levy. And the thing about it is now he has to make this fuss, otherwise, like you guys said, he won't get the move. But whoever manages to cough up the money, they're gonna have to cough up a lot of dough. So, because otherwise he's not going anywhere. Maybe if I was United, I'd go absolutely crazy for him, because that I do believe that you'd mount a challenge, even if you do have Ole at the wheel, as people say. But I think adding 20 goals. Or 20, I don't know how many goals.
I mean, if we get Kane, even Oli can't fuck up. Let's be real.
Oh, I don't think he can. I don't think he can.
He try his best, but surely he shouldn't be able to fuck that up.
I mean, Kane with Sancho and Rashford on the last, that's a match made in heaven for him, especially with Pogba. And that would, if Pogba doesn't stay, then bloody hell, I don't know why he'd leave to.
If you added Kane last season, you probably win the league. If you think about it, like you.
Yeah, I think so.
Like 10 points off or something.
12.
12 years, so I think he could have been the difference.
I think he will be. So like maybe 100 million plus Martial. I'm sorry, Usman, but
no, I've already said this on record that I would trade myself for Kane and money. So
there you go.
I mean, I don't know why a lot of United fans are saying that they wouldn't do it. I mean, it just blows my mind. But apparently, I'm a traitor to Martial because Kane's better. I don't get it. Like,
but Martial.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
At least there's a limit to your.
Bro, listen. If someone said to you, "Oh, you can swap Saka for fucking prime Messi," you wouldn't keep Saka, would you? Like if Messi was 23, and the Arsenal fans would be like, "I'd rather have Saka." You know what it's like. But anyways, speaking of transfers, I mean, Lawless, you know, I'm gonna speak about Grealish. your favorite player. I mean, I'm just going to give you the floor. Obviously, Husam, just so you know, Lawless absolutely loves Grealish. He's one of his favorite players. He's absolutely devastated that he's on his way to City. Do you think it's going to happen first and foremost, Lawless? And do you think this makes City this makes the gap too big from City compared to others?
I don't think Grealish makes the gap too big. Kane makes the gap too big. That's a real gap. Now I know Kish is the real leader of the Grealish fan club, right? Obviously, he's being sarcastic about me. We're gonna have I'm sure the leader of the Grealish fan club.
Kish, I'm sure Kish is gonna comment on this, but yeah.
But listen, right? Is it gonna happen? I don't really see that he's really forcing it. I don't think Aston Villa particularly want to sell. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't end up happening, you know, at this time. There's rumors that he might sign a new deal at Aston Villa. They're investing a lot of money. It to me, it depends how badly the player wants to leave. So I think there's going to be a lot of twists and turns, and it's not as close as people think. And I don't even know if there's been an official bid gone through. But yeah, like, would he do well at Man City? Yeah, he would do well at Man City. He'd have better players around him. He'd be under a much better manager than Dean Flippin Smith. That's for sure. But he's not the man who's going to make them unstoppable. Like that's Harry Kane. So it will be a slightly improved Man City, but still the Man City we've been used to. So yeah, I'm not going to be quaking my boots if I was you lot. If they signed Grealish.
Okay, go on. This is your opportunity to explain to him.
No, obviously, I get your pom-poms out. I get Lawless's part to it. Look, Aston Villa, what they're doing with the signings, Buendia, Bailey, who's the other guy that they've signed as well. They signed another a really good player as well. And then on top of that with Grealish, Ben Dwyer, Bailey. That's a really good little midfield. And then you got McGinn there as well. They could challenge for top six, in my opinion, and only get better. So yeah, they are getting better and better. So I can understand from his point, because he could win like an FA. Would an FA Cup win or League Cup win at Villa mean more to him than maybe winning the Premier League at Man City? I'm not too sure. That's maybe a question for him, because he's a local boy, and it might be one of those. So I'm not too sure. But then this is the one thing I was actually going to say to you, Lola. So you said the 100 million. I said, yeah, if he's willing to pay that, and you said that's his asking price. That's fair enough. But with that 100 million asking price, surely there's another 100 players of decent quality that Pep would rather go for 100 million rather than going for Grealish. Surely, yeah. Because 100 million and the pool that Pep would have, Pep would just have to probably pay half the price in a foreign market and get someone else. Imagine if it was Aouar from Lyon for 25 mil. Literally, that'd be straight away.
They've been prioritizing English players for a while, because there's this whole rule they brought in the Prem. You've got to have X amount of English players. That's why they tend to go towards the English.
But that's what I mean. But it's such. I get that as well. But it's
that's why they have Scott Carson as well.
Yeah, they could. No, but they could easily get some B-Tech bench players for about 15-20 mil. Like they do it all the time. Scott Carson, I don't think he's played the game. You know what I mean? Huh?
Ramsdale.
Yeah, get Ramsdale in it for about 30 mil, and then there you go. You know what I mean? Exactly. Yeah, Gary Cahill is a free agent, 35. Just put him on the bench as well.
But that's not Man City. Man City don't. They stockpile talent. Like, I'm not saying that he's not a talent.
They've got Richard Wright still on the books. Don't trade.
No, but I'm saying, like, look, money's not an option to you. You see this guy getting rave reviews. He's doing well at Aston Villa. You think, boom, 100 million.
All I'm saying, if there's a midfield of Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, and you've got Grealish in there as well, it's done. That mid's done. Because they'll probably will sell Bernardo Silva, because there was rumours early in the window that he was going to go to Atletico Madrid, and I can see that happening as well. So that would be the whole purpose around it. And his wages, I still don't think Grealish will get the same amount of wages that Bernardo Silva's probably getting. So it's a win for him in that. And that midfield is just...
Is it an improvement? Like, would you say Grealish in that midfield is better? That creates the better than any midfield that they've had since the Sheets.
The only midfield, I still think David Silva and De Bruyne were a better pair. But right now in that midfield, he would be the replacement to David Silva. He would be the person that would take with De Bruyne.
They weren't unstoppable when they had David Silva. They weren't.
They were unstoppable. That was the
league every season.
They won it every season, bar the season
when they had David Silva, they got
record
100 points, and then they got 98 points the next season and won it again.
You can't say that didn't dominate.
Years before that, Leicester won it, Chelsea won it, Man United won it. So
Yeah,
but
that
was pre Kevin De Bruyne when David Silva was doing bits on his own.
Prime Aguero in up front. So what I'm saying is, people feel like now they're unstoppable when they've had better players, and they still weren't unstoppable. Really, when you think about it. And what did they really do in the Champions League either? So
if you think about it logically, he's won 3 Premier League titles in 4 seasons. So that for me is personally that's dominating. That is because that's over a 5-year period. Exactly. So you can't say that in the modern era that's not dominating. Man United won 3 league titles in a row. I don't think anyone else has done that. Man City won 2, then they didn't win the season before last season, then won again. So you can't then say that, oh no, they haven't, because they have.
Yeah, but it's not to say no one else has had a look in, really. And like you said, look, Liverpool won it only 2 seasons ago. So
what I'm saying is they've continuously won trophies. Again, I know League Cup and FA Cup aren't the Premier League, but they've continuously in them last 5 years won tournaments, and that's what it's all about. So you can't then say, yes, they haven't dominated the league in that way, but they've won 3 out of 4.
Right. Can I just ask a question, right? So regarding the Grealish thing, obviously we don't know where he's going to play. Keeshan said he's going to play David Silva's role, right? Okay. We don't know what Pep's like. He might play him there. My question, is to anyone who wants to take it is Grealish that much of an upgrade to what they've currently got in those positions that they're currently playing? So for
not 100 million, no.
For 100 million, they could get Kane for like
but that's what I see happening is I actually see, and I agree with Lawless in this, I actually see Grealish staying at Aston Villa, and I can then see Man City going all out for Harry Kane, because at the moment it seems like I don't think they can pay 150 mil, for example, for Harry Kane and then 100 for Grealish. If the Grealish deal falls through,
they can, man.
They can.
I would not be surprised if the only signing that Man City make is Harry Kane, and then they win the league. Literally.
I mean, Wayne has done that in the past as well with obviously.
I mean, it's not exactly bad telling Bernardo Silva, I'll tell you what, we can't sell you now. You're gonna have to stay. Like, it's not exactly a bad player to have, is it? Do you know what I mean? Or Gundogan, for example.
Yeah, I would rather just stick with having Sterling and Mahrez and De Bruyne as like your midfield, and then having Harry Kane up. That's much better than.
But then there was rumours early in the transfer window that he wanted to sell Sterling, and I wouldn't be surprised if Sterling left if they get Grealish and Kane.
I don't know why you would do that.
Think about it, if they sell Bernardo Silva, they sell Sterling, and they sell Jesus, how much money are they getting from them?
Why would they sell all 3 though? I don't understand.
But he could with Grealish, he can play on that left side. Do you know what I mean?
All right, saying the same Kane and Grealish sell them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, they could probably recoup money back for them without a shadow of a doubt. It would be good business, but we'll have to wait and see. I just want to go into Liverpool because obviously the host is here. We don't have Liverpool fans on often, so we got to utilize your so-called ball knowledge. You know, I see you on Twitter. He's got a lot of ball knowledge. You know, get Husam. We've got you on. I mean, I don't know how ball knowledge and Liverpool fan go hand in hand, but it is or it is. Hus, what are your thoughts on Liverpool? They're not signed in when you're linked heavily to Saul Niguez as well, which obviously we'll discuss tomorrow if you're on. But, you know, what's Liverpool's strategy at the moment? I'm not seeing much movement at the moment.
Jared Bowen.
Allow it, man. He can stay at your club, man. Come on, we're not mid-table. We're not a mid-table club, man. He won't improve us. The thing is with Liverpool Football Club, it's clear what we need. We need a world-class midfielder and a world-class forward. End of. That's the 2 positions we need. And we need a backup right back. No, he's not. Firmino's not world class. I'm done with Firmino. I'm totally done with Firmino.
There we go.
He can't play football anymore. His link-up play is shit. His creating space is shit. Everything that if you got me on the show 2 years ago, I would have said he was good at. He's shit at now. So honestly, I'm done with Firmino. So the thing is with the front 3, we need someone to actually challenge the front 3. Actually, threaten all 3 of their positions, and Jared Bowen definitely isn't like one of them, because like if Mo Salah is sitting there going like Jared Bowen signed, Mo Salah is like, oh, Jared Bowen signed, and then life continues. So it's like that.
Leon Bailey would have been a good addition to Liverpool for 30 mil.
Who?
I think Leon Bailey, who's going to Aston Villa, £30 million.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I'm looking more like at a world class level forward. Like, like a Vlahovic. I think obviously, unfortunately, Fiorentina's new guy is very, very hard to deal with. He's basically like the Lyon guy, very hard to deal with. The asking price is very realistic though, so we could get him maybe towards the end of the transfer window. As for Saul Niguez, I think Saul definitely is very likely to come. Very likely, I think. And I think he suits the system 100%. He's very versatile, high work rate, can play centre back, left back, right back, midfield, attacking midfield. He can play everywhere on the pitch. Obviously, he brings a different dimension to the midfield. We have a few midfielders who aren't really reliable in Ox, Keita. Henderson has picked up a few injuries as well. So, like, look, it's basically 3 positions. It's the midfield, it's the forward line, and the backup right back in case Nico Williams goes. So those are the 3 positions. If we do get them, we're winning the league. But so far, I don't think that's.
Why are you guys so broke though? Because you just won the Premier League and Champions League not so long ago. You're not even in the conversation for a Grealish or a Kane or any of the or a Haaland. All these.
Don't forget the Nike deal. The
Yeah, all
Nike
of
that
that,
was
like-
meant to shoot them up to the tippy top of the Premier
Like-
League rich list.
Cahill, you're getting linked to Ramsdale, who got relegated 3 times.
Oh,
Why are you chatting to me, man? You're gonna get relegated if he's your starting keeper. Allow it.
Sanchez.
Allow it. You support Arsenal Football Club. You're not even in the Conference League. Allow it. With that. Bro, come on, man. Tottenham are bigger than you right now. Here's the thing
let the European clubs talk, yeah. Let the clubs in Europe talk. Okay,
Yes,
right.
let the
The rest
people-
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, bro. West Ham are in the Europa League and you aren't. Like, do you realize how embarrassing that is? David Moyes is going to be managing on Thursday nights, and Arteta's going to be drinking coffee in London. That's a problem.
Oh
So
my
here's
God!
Here's the thing with
what Arteta
with
has
the-
brought you.
What
to,
have you?
man. This is
Bro,
Arteta.
look, unfortunately, we do not spend
I
money.
have
It's
not
a sell
seen
to
a
buy thing.
devastating blow
So-
this bad. Like that's oh my God.
Grealish for 100
I
million.
can't respond to it.
Liverpool are never going to go for that type of player. They usually go for a 40, 50 million type of player. And free agency next summer is very interesting. Mbappe obviously being usually linked to Liverpool for the past 4 years and stuff. So like there could be interesting things next summer. I am FSG out, but I hope they can prove me wrong this summer for the betterment of the club, obviously.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, I'm trying to not violate Kayla every second. But
Yo, that needs to be
Husam-
thumbnail, by the way.
Husam's
That needs to be
just-
thumbnail. That little
Husam's
clip needs to be
just rubbing
thumbnail.
too much on for me, to be fair, but it is what it is.
Bro, Osman, you know what the problem is? They're sponsored by Fly Emirates but have nowhere to fly to, and they want to chat to me. They're literally gonna take private jets to Stamford Bridge just so the sponsors can actually do something for them. And yet they're talking to Liverpool Football Club. Allow it, man. Allow it.
Oh my God.
Okay, yo.
Yo, I am
Oh my
thumbnailing all
God.
of this. Nah, this is
Oh
gold.
my
This is gold.
Kayla, do you want to say anything?
Man said Emirates Airlines and
I'm
nowhere
good.
to fly.
I'm good.
Oh my God, Husam's come with that.
I would like to apologize. I clearly woke a sleeping dragon.
There is now one less in the midfield because Cahill has been slaughtered right now.
Oh my God.
Oh, Kojo looks like you're.
You know, Usman, there's another thing. There's another rumor. Actually, speaking of Arsenal, on a serious one, they're actually now offering frequent flyer miles as part of deals right now for players. So that's another thing they're doing with Flyer Miles. So I guess they are using it to a certain extent, you know. So they have to use that sponsorship somehow, my guy.
Oh,
They're flying nowhere.
Oh my God.
Oh,
You
my
know what?
Emirates
Cahill,
Airline has
you
killed
need
me.
to be.
That
Cahill,
is-
you need to be at the Emirates with your banners for Arteta out. What he has done to you.
Oh,
This is what
my
Arteta has
God.
done to you, man.
Nah.
Get one in midfield, one in midfield.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, my face is actually hurting from laughing, flipping out.
Yo.
Chaos, there's a chaos so quiet.
Jeez.
I mean, Kojo, we might as well come to you as you are the only member of one in midfield now. So, you know, what are your thoughts on Liverpool? What are your thoughts on Liverpool, bro? What are your thoughts? Oh God.
Shit.
Oh,
Can't even focus. Usman, ask me again, please. Ask me again, plece. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I passed it to you. I've completely forgot what he said about Liverpool. I'm not gonna lie. What are your thoughts? He said Firmino shit. Oxlade-Chamberlain shit, which is obviously from Arsenal. What a shock. What are your thoughts on Liverpool signing someone that gets potentially a striker and no, you don't need a centre back. You got Konate, yeah. In particular, Firmino and the midfield situation.
Well, first, I think he said also that if they make 3 top signings and they've won the league like clean, and this is what happens when you won the league title in 30 years. But anyway, more to the point. Yeah. I can't lie. You can't shoot for my boy. You have to come back firing a little bit.
He's avenging his boy.
But no, honestly, on a serious note,
that would mean a lot more. But like you win progression trophies now, so yeah. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm the wrong guy to come with that stuff. Trust me. I'll back you.
Ollie's at the wheel, man. Come on, man. Speak with your chest. Ollie's at the wheel. How?
Not my wheel, bro. My wheel's down there somewhere. Anyway, but no. More to the point. Look, Liverpool do need to sign a midfielder, firstly, which is funny because Santiago not so long, but it's what it is. They do need a striker. We've been saying this for a long time. Firmino, the excuses for number 9 to not be scoring goals is actually ridiculous. How many people will sign a number 9 and people say, "Oh, but he was a number 10 at Hoffenheim"? Okay, he's your striker right now, and he's not producing the goals needed to take Liverpool to the next level. You can't always depend on the other 2. He has to play his part. And even with the defense, hear me out on this one. They signed Konate, good player. Not in like a discussion about whether he's good or not, but he's another injury prone talent.
Yeah, definitely injury prone.
Matip is injury prone. Joe Gomez got another serious injury, so we don't know what his comeback's going to be. And yes, this is Van Dijk's first serious injury, but as we've seen, and I wouldn't wish it upon him, I don't wish it upon any player. I'm just saying that you just never know what the effects of that could be afterwards.
Yeah, he's currently dancing on ice, isn't it? So man's got the backup plan for retirement and that already. You know what I'm saying? Is that Jovetic? Yeah, that Man City baller. Doing man like that.
Best defender in world football has you all on strings, man. I'll take it.
No. He doesn't because he's not the best. But he's what it is. So
who's better than him right now?
Me. So, okay. So, no, I'm joking with you, but no, on a serious level, I just feel like I understand where the confidence is and the excitement that Van Dijk is back, Gomez is back. That was the pairing they had that helped them go through the Champions League and then the Premier League the next year. So, building back that defense is key.
Kojo, can I just ask you a question, like banter aside? Like, obviously, you're saying they need a striker. Tammy Abraham's available. Do you think he'd be a decent signing for Liverpool?
Look at this guy, bro. He says banter aside. You say banter aside and then you mention Tammy Abraham, bro.
He's available, man. He scored more goals.
Bro, it doesn't matter. I'm available. That doesn't mean I can play up front for them. Like, allow it. Tammy Abraham missed 22 clear scoring opportunities when he led the line. We already have like a Brazilian Tammy Abraham. We don't need the original one.
You might as well get the German one as well. Timo Werner might be for sale as well, so you might as well just get that.
Thank God we didn't sign him. Thank God.
Well, if there's one thing you can depend on for Tammy Abraham is to tuck away Arsenal like he did yesterday, but it is what it is. So, Narcissus Hector Bellerin staying at the club, new contract. Congratulations. But anyway, yeah, no.
He's with his camera off.
Yeah, when you mentioned Hector Bellerin, that was the draw. That's where he drew the line.
Yeah, that was the final straw. That one, that must be really late.
Look, I say that Liverpool, they need to. They've got a lot of players that are slightly injury prone, apart from the front 3. There's quite a lot of players that are injury prone in that squad. So I feel like they need to navigate around that. But that's what signing players is about, and it's all about rotation. So give Matip more game time, give Konate more game time, give Thiago more game time they had at the Euros. So let's see what they can do. Me personally, I don't think they're going to win anything next season, but
we're gonna get that. No, that leads me on perfect to the actual predictions because obviously we've gone through some of the teams. By all means, let us know your thoughts. We're gonna go through our top 10 predictions. As always, comment in the comment section. Let a brother know. I've not read any comments out because, to be honest, they're all just laughing at Kill. So, he's getting enough smoke as it is. So let's start with 10th place position. The way it's going to work, everyone's going to give their team their reasoning for why they're in 10th in their eyes. And if you want to elaborate, we haven't mentioned Chelsea or Manchester United at all. But obviously, we'll do that when we get to the predictions. But anyways, Kojo, in fact, no, I'll start actually. because I already know it is. 10th position, the team I've gone for is Aston Villa. Main reasons because I think Jack Grealish is actually going to leave. Although I do agree with Kish, I do think they've signed good players. Buendia in particular, top player. I've actually got him in my fancy team. Baller, Leon Bailey, Benji obviously his biggest fanboy of Leon Bailey. He's won to Man United for God knows how many seasons. And overall they've got a fairly decent team, but I don't think they're going to overtake the teams that I've got in my top 10 on the back of selling Grealish and Myers whenever this comes out. Kojo, who's your 10th place team?
10th place team I've gone for is Everton.
Oh, wow, okay.
Because despite changing from Ancelotti to Benitez, which is not a bad substitution, the squad is still the same. And they're not improving. For me, they're not good enough. I don't think they're going to go any further than that. So they'll get top 10 as they usually do, but they ain't going to go any further than 8th in my opinion. But 10th is their limit and 10th is where they're going to be.
Oh, interesting. Obviously, Cahil was top 10 because of your team. So, who you putting in 10th? I mean, it just longs out the show.
Usman, his team is top of the league right now. Respect that.
Yeah.
They actually are. Look at
that. It used to be a top 6 show.
Number 1 on the league table.
When I started this a couple of years back, it used to be top 6, top 4, top 6, and then Arsenal just keep going further. They're Spurs now. They're useless, both of them. But starting with your team, Kel. Who's in 10th, mate? Do Arsenal make top 10 or they're going below this year?
I'm going to agree with Kojo. I think Everton will finish 10th this season. I think they might shore up a bit defensively now that Rafa's at the helm. But I think I don't know where Hammers is going because there's talk that he's apparently leaving. So yeah, it's gonna be a real sticky situation for Everton.
Hammers is definitely leaving, man. The man seen Ancelotti dip, he thought allowed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot. It doesn't look very promising if you're an Everton fan right now. I mean, apparently they're moving to a big.
Tens, aren't they? They're using Hammers and another one that shall not be.
Yeah, we cannot name that person, obviously for obvious reasons. But they lose. I feel like 10th is probably where they'll end up.
All right, fair enough. United, we've got a West Ham in here, and we've got a Wolves from United. I forgot about Wolves' existence. I'm not gonna lie. Lawless, over to you, bro. Who's coming 10th?
This is hard, Do you know what? I was tempted to say Crystal Palace because I think they've made some good signings, but I think for Vieira, I think if they was to finish like 14th, 13th, I mean that's a good first season. I think they're gonna have to try and bed in those players. So I'm gonna say Leeds United will finish 10th, which is their consistency, they will improve, but my number 9. I think might just have the edge on them.
I know. I forgot about Leeds as well. I've had a mayor already. Kish, who's coming 10th for you?
Crystal Palace for me. He's done he's let a couple of the players go, Townsend, Cahill, a couple of others. That defense, that young Chelsea defender that they signed, for me, a lot of potential. And then they've signed Anderson, who for me as a Spurs fan, I desperately wanted him. And then they signed Gallagher as well on loan, who did really well for West Brom last season. And I'm sure that they're not finished yet. I think he will get a couple more players. And Vieira seems to have a decent pull as well by the looks of it in terms of getting players. So I think it'd be a strong finish for them this season, 10th.
Yeah, fair enough.
Arsenal legends do that, but they're not good enough.
I think 10th place probably West Ham. Obviously, Europa League is gonna be tough on them, and their toxic fan base is back in the stadiums as well. So that's gonna pull them back 5 places. So I'm going for West Ham.
Coming from the fan base, that threw a flipping beach ball onto the pitch and caused their team to lose.
Listen, those were dark times, okay? Those were dark times. We had Jay spearing in the team and everything. Allow it.
That was your fault.
Oh shit! How did I forget about the fans debate? We'll get to sort of remind me after this. You know what? I'm going to agree with Huss actually, because the fans are back now. I'm joking, Kitch. I'm not going to say that. But West Ham, we've got West Ham 9th. I mean, I've kind of made a mistake here. I forgot about Everton. How shit they are. Man, sound Townsend, like their their main signing. But yeah, I'm gonna go for West Ham 9th. Only reason being is because of the Europa League tax, which is someone put in the chat already. I think they haven't got a big enough squad. They haven't even signed anyone at the moment as we're recording this, which to me is absolutely ridiculous, given the fact they've got an extra competition on a Thursday, and a lot of teams notoriously do really poorly. Even the so-called bigger teams with bigger squads do poorly Thursday to Sunday, so they need to sign.
We found Alphonse Areola.
I don't know who that is. Anyways, Kojo,
PSG, mate.
Fulham goalkeeper.
The PSG keeper, Usman.
Oh,
PSG.
yeah. That guy bench warmer. Right, anyways, Kojo.
Yo, they do need to sign someone, though. Just they actually do need to sign someone. And Moyes should have won manager of the season last season. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Nah, they didn't really need that guy, man. They've got bloody Fabianski, to be fair, but, it is what it is. Anyways, Kojo.
That's why they needed him.
Okay.
Number nine. I'm looking at it, but I'll stick with it. Villa. And that's with or without Grealish. I think they're gonna stay. They're gonna play 9th place. I think they'll make. If they sell Grealish, I think I can trust them to make 2 more smart signings because so far it's been good. Buendia and Bailey are very good signings. To be fair to them,
very good signings.
Yeah, they're very good. But I feel like they need to sharpen the defense one bit. And then if they lose Grealish, then obviously they'll add to the midfield. So 1 more midfielder. And 1 more defender, and I think they'll get 9th place. If they keep Grealish, I think they'll still get 9th place. So yeah, I'm waiting for Villa.
Right, fair enough. Kill, what do you reckon, bro?
I went for West Ham. The greedy. Obviously, there's no. I think Areola he starts over Fabianski for me. So that's one signing. But there's just nobody's coming through the door, especially going forward. Even as a backup as well. That's insane to me with this added competition in Europa League, which is very stressful. I know on players, especially ones that haven't exactly. Sorry, I sound like I'm from shade. I'm not. That haven't been there before. It's going to be very new. It's going to be very taxing on these players that haven't played 2 games in a week, or maybe 3 for instance. But yeah, I feel like they'll finish 9th.
Right. Okay, Lawless. We've got 2 West Hams in 9th. And 1 in 10th. Who's your 9th place?
I'm saying Everton. I'm saying Everton Football Club. I think, like Kojo said, they ain't really improved, but I think they'll edge out Leeds just by what's his name, Benitez playing that pragmatic way and finding ways to win. Not like win ugly, basically. This season, and you got to expect that they'll probably make some signings, but I don't think there'll be anything remarkable. I think that Benitez is probably a little bit of a downgrade on Ancelotti. So, yeah, I see them finishing 9th.
Yeah, just a bit of a downgrade. Husam's just nodding there. I mean, that is a bit of a downgrade, isn't it? Not Kojo. Kish, 9th position. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm going to put West Ham there. It's weird. I don't see where they've got the money. I just can't. I feel like they're waiting on outgoings before they can get anyone in. The Lingard one is an absolute mess, to be honest. Doesn't seem like Lingard's going to leave now unless a crazy bid comes, which I don't think Lawless will be too keen on them paying, which they don't even have the money of. And if they end up getting Kurt Zouma, I mean, I know we're after him apparently, but come on, man.
It's good signing Kurt Zouma.
I don't know, man. They've already got a decent defense. I think they've already got a good defense. West Ham. It's not really there. They've still not replaced Antonio. They've not replaced the striker for Haller. There's no replacement for Haller yet.
They got Van Dorsen on there.
They got the 20 million for Haller in January, and I don't think they spent it. So where's the money for that? But
I mean, that is the Lingard money, isn't it? But right, so you're going for West Ham. We've got quite a lot of West Hams in it. Husam, who's your number 9?
Number 9, I'm going for Everton Football Club. Obviously, their manager, I don't know who he is. I never heard of him before. The thing is with Everton Football Club, it's the same DVD each summer. They're gonna trouble the big 6. The Goodison is a tough place to go to. They have a great manager. They've won the transfer window. Blah 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 blah. I've been hearing it ever since I was a child, and then it's the same outcome. So Everton are gonna finish 9th and not 1 position above that, I think.
Yeah, no, I've kind of messed up here because I've actually put Everton 8th, but I don't think they come in 8th. But obviously, I've written that down now, so I'm going to have to say it with my chest. Everton to finish in 8th place. Benitez is going to revolutionise them. They're going to finish just that Conference League.
Stop saying his name.
Benitez is going to be. He's a good manager. I've always rated. Kojo, who's your 8th spot?
Well, you know, Real Madrid won the Champions League 3 years in a row. Man United won the Premier League 3 years in a row, and Arsenal going to finish 8th 3 years in a row. Not much to really say about that, except in the words of one of my favorite managers of all time, football heritage.
Okay, Kale, what are your thoughts? 8th, who's coming 8th?
I say Villa. On the basis that I think. Well, yeah, I agree. I think with Grealish or without Grealish, I don't think they go anywhere above that. Dean Smith is not that good of a manager. He survived relegation. He plays nice football, but everybody conflates the two. It's if you play nice football, that must mean you're a good manager. I think he done very well with Aston Villa. Well, no, he didn't. They finished 12th. He done very well with Grealish in his side, but I don't. Was it 12th they finished last season? The capitulation that shows to me that he doesn't have the chops to go any higher than that position.
8th is decent, man. Ask Arsenal fans. Right, okay, Lawless, what's your thought?
Trophies are as well, but you don't know about them recently, do you?
I mean, recently.
Lawless, surely no. Surely no.
You know what?
Recently there,
I
like that.
I don't know, right? How
man.
to... I think it's unfair that we're doing this now, yeah, when we still got just under 4 weeks left of the
Don't worry.
window.
We'll give you plenty of opportunity to change your mind because I know you will.
Right? We got a lot of time to make some signings. That's all I'm saying, right? We've got a very good starting 11, right? No injuries. Say there's no injuries, right? We can easily have a season like we had last season, right? Antonio will bang in goals galore. You know, we've got Ben Rama there who's going to be on a madness this season.
You're such a fanboy for Ben Rama, aren't you?
He loves that.
You rate Ben Rama higher than Grealish, innit? You rate Ben Rama.
He does. I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
Ben Rama, I'm telling you, will go on to be a player that everyone raves about more than Grealish.
Same line. I'm telling you, Ben Rama. About
What?
70 times.
Did you see the goal against Brentford?
Your manager's not going to play him, bro.
I think we'll see. There's a lot more football. It's just, look, injuries, we know they're going to happen. That's my only problem. If the window shuts, right? If we're saying the window shuts now, this is the team we've got, right? Is that what we're trying to say? We're predicting the league with the teams that are available right now, the players that are available now. Okay.
Absolutely.
But if we go and make some signings, I'll backtrack. All right. If I'm real, I'll say that West Ham will be 8th if the season ends how it is, because I still think we've got a lot of quality in there. But if we really want to be serious, we've got to add to that quality.
Yeah, you need to sign about 4 players, I think, from now to end of this month.
We need a couple of strikers and a defender.
Tammy Abraham. Someone's put a banter. Okay, this is banter, but would you take Tammy Abraham? No, I'm not even trying shit.
Moyes wants him. Moyes rates him.
It's a good signing for West Ham. Okay?
It's a good sign for West Ham, yeah.
It's a good signing.
But the thing is, Don made a point, and this is true about Abraham, and something I've said a while. He misses a lot of chances, and that is the question: is how many chances is he really going to have? That's been my one little bit of a drawback.
If Hector Bellerin's assisting him, he only needs 1.
You signed both.
Yeah, we'll sign Bellerin. No. I don't want to make
we know.
That's where Danny Ings for me. Danny Ings is no brainer for a lot of teams.
You know what? Kish loves Danny Ings, I think.
I do. He's a goal scorer.
If we get our takeover, if we get this takeover from Pi Capital, then it might be a wrap and the league will be ours. We'll see.
The league will be ours. That's what's getting clipped out. Right, anyways, Kish, what are your thoughts? 8th position, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Everton, to be fair. Listen, they're not the best of signings so far, but I still rate Benitez as a manager. I think he's a good manager. He's not the manager he was a few years ago when he was at Inter Milan, Liverpool, Real Madrid, and even Chelsea. But given the resources, he can still do a good job. I think he got Newcastle 10th and 11th in the 2 seasons in the Prem, and that's with no resources, to be fair.
Do you rate him more than Ancelotti, though?
No, obviously not. But I'm
he
saying
can get them higher than
different
Ancelotti.
managers have different styles. He's more pragmatic, whereas Ancelotti's was more attacking. If you look at Everton's squad with Alan and Decore and those sort of players, that suits Benitez more than it suits an Ancelotti in terms of more of an attacking-minded manager. So I can see Benitez doing a bit better in that perspective.
Rodriguez might be leaving though. Let's not forget that. Well, obviously
you don't.
If he gets in say top 6, then I guarantee you he's going back to like a topper like tier team in next year or something. He would.
I mean, Arsenal do need a calm, obviously. Oh, the guy's not signed. Anyways, Husam, what are your thoughts? 8th position. Should we speed up? These are all irrelevant.
8th position, I'm going to go for Manchester. Just kidding. Leeds in 8th place. I think, obviously, Bielsa football can win you some, can lose you some. So 8th it's fair enough. I think they're going to improve on last season defensively a little bit. So I'm just going to give them 8th place.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shot. I think I fucked up not putting Leeds in my top 10, to be honest, but it is where it is. Anyway, speaking of fucked up, Arsenal Football Club are coming 7th for me. They're finally going to make the Conference League. It's an unbelievable achievement. They're back in the big time. They're back in the conversation. I mean, it's a great achievement. I don't know what else to say. Arteta's a fraud. I mean, he should have been sacked, but, I'm not in charge for me personally. He's not good enough to manage Arsenal. In terms of the squad, actually, they've got some decent players out there, but it's a shame Arteta's a manager. Similar to Man United with Oli. I think if they had a better manager, they'd actually be all right because they've got some decent players in there. But obviously, the manager he's just not good enough for me personally. Anyways, Arsenal 7th for me. Kojo, who's your 7th spot, mate?
In 7th place, I've got West Ham.
Oh,
yeah. I don't think they're gonna have too much of a different season to last season. I think that's okay. I think that's all right. I think Ariola's a smart signing. It is a loan, but it's a good loan. He's a better keeper than Fabianski. It's a good signing. I think they got a good team. I think they got a good team at this point. I think we've got to take them a lot more seriously than we have. Even me, I got to take the manager a lot more seriously than I have because I haven't taken him seriously since 2013 when he joined.
You haven't said his name since 2013, Kojo.
Precisely.
2013. What happened in 2013? Oh, that was the last time you won the league. Go on.
Oh,
wait, am I supposed to be upset?
It's all right. It's all right. We've had that time, man. We're gonna let you.
10 years. 10 years is coming. 10 years is coming.
Like I said, bro, I understand. Your school was tough for you, Man United fans everywhere.
It was. But your adulthood is gonna be tough for you, which is worse.
It's all coming out, man. It's okay.
We're finishing both Liverpool anyway, so don't worry, mate.
Bet money. You don't bet money. I'm willing to bet anything you want.
It's haram, brother.
Nah, okay, not bet money. Bet any non-monetary thing.
Oh, we'll start something out. Don't worry, bro. I'll get you cigars.
But yeah, anyway, I don't want to waffle on too long. I think we'll have a similar season to last season. So West Ham 7th.
Say no more. Okay, what are you saying? 7th.
I'm saying Tottenham Hotspur finishing 7th. I'm one of
Kish. Apparently, Kish cried when he heard the news Kane's leaving, according to Fabrizio Romano. I mean, that's probably factual. Oh shit! What do you reckon? Spurs 7th, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Spurs 7th. I'm one of the rare few people that actually do like Nuno. I think he done well at Wolves. I just feel like the last season, obviously, a lot of circumstances went against him. Obviously, the selling of Doherty. Jimenez injured, a whole bunch of things went against him. So, but when it comes to Tottenham, I think Harry Kane is definitely leaving, and I don't care if you got 500 million. You're not replacing that amount of goals. You're not replacing that amount of assists either. So, it's going to be a very tough season for Tottenham, and I hope he doesn't get sacked because of it.
Oh, wow. He's sporting the Tottenham manager as an Arsenal fan. Interesting. Right, Lawless, what are your thoughts on 7th spot?
So I'm going to have to agree with Usman. I think Arteta will lead Arsenal back into Europe, back into glory in that.
The big boys, let's go.
The big competition, and all the Arteta-ins will be happy, and they'll say, see, he's brought us back into Europe. What are you complaining about? The process is on. So, yeah, Arsenal.
You love to see
Trust
it.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. Hopefully stays for a long time. Kish, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, for 7th, I'm going to go for Aston Villa. Like I said,
wow.
I'm a massive fan of their team. The way that it seems like they have a decent pull as well. And this is one signing that's kind of gone under the radar. And as Man U fans, you should know they've signed Ashley Young on a 2-year deal, and it's just having that winning mentality. He won the league. He won the league in Italy last season with Inter Milan.
Oh,
a bit of experience. And like I said, with that midfield of like
I thought he's going to say someone else.
No. McGinn, Buendia, Watkins still there, and obviously with Grealish, I think personally Grealish will stay.
In this team,
huh?
Where's he playing Ashley Young in this team?
Huh? No, but I'm saying he's
left back.
Doesn't Cash play right back?
Left back. He can play left back. All jokes aside.
I mean, yeah, we know he crosses it to Fellaini, fucking about.
But that's what I mean. So I do think that midfield is really good, and Watkins does score a fair few goals, to be honest. So I can see them. But again, it depends on right now. At this moment in time, Grealish stays. That's a crazy midfield. That's probably a top 6 midfield for me if he stays. So yeah, that's why I've put them 7th.
All right, fair enough. Husam, what do you reckon? Who's your 7th spot?
7th, Tottenham Hotspur. Unfortunately, Arsenal are going to finish above them, but I think with Tottenham Hotspur, absolute shambles. Whether they keep Kane or not, that makes no difference to me. I think with the Conference League thing, them going to Romania and stuff every Thursday at 5 p.m. is actually going to be a hindrance. They're going to have to come back after that and play on a Monday. So there are many Premier League games for them to lose after playing on a Thursday, and we've all been there. Usman, you as a United fan, me as a Liverpool fan, we know how hard it is playing on Thursday and then going on playing on a Sunday. It's actually very difficult. So I'm going Tottenham Hotspur in 7th.
I found it right. Okay, the next bit we're gonna do is 6th and 5th again, just to speed you up, because I mean no one really cares about these positions. But I've gone for Tottenham. Me and Husam are actually almost the same, but obviously mine's been slightly different every time. But one position high, anyways. Tottenham 6th. I hear what you're saying, but I think them selling Harry Kane's gonna be one of the best things they've done in a while, actually, because I think they'll get good money for him. I think they're gonna get 130 million, roughly, give or take. And I think, to be fair, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Patrici. Okay. He's, from what I've seen so far, he's actually done a good job. He's got rid of dead players, and he's actually not dead players, but Deadwood. Alderweireld's not a dead player, but he needs to go. And I think he's actually trying to do something. Doherty signing. I mean, Doherty not signed, but he's going to be like a new signing, because under Nuno, he was absolutely brilliant. For the whole how many years he was there, he was one of their best players, like quite comfortably as well. Doherty was brilliant, so I'm expecting him to actually be a good player this season. Overall, I think they'll spend the money well, so I think they'll get 6. First position.
Wait, whoa! I'm not having that. You wanted to put us 9th. Based on the transfer window being as it is now, yeah? Now you're talking about a hypothetical Harry Kane sale, and them spending this hypothetical Harry Kane money is going to get them there. But you wouldn't
predict what we won.
You didn't want to predict that. Players. You predicted so you predicted we're not going to sign no players?
No, I think even with the players you're going to sign, you'd still be 9th.
You don't know who we're going to sign, though. We might get some quality
players. We'll see in it. If you sign
obviously those players, man.
You put yourself 8, so it's not like you had a...
No, based on your rules. Based on your rules. I'm going by your rules, but you're going by your own rules.
Listen, the predictions is basically what you think is going to happen. So, obviously, we can't predetermine. Okay. But in my head, I think Grealish is going to go, and I think Kane's going to go, so that's why I'm putting.
Am I okay to change one of my teams in the prediction?
Absolutely fucking not. If I've got to keep Everton in 8, you're keeping your team. Because
there's not enough. I've thought of the numbers and I've not thought of them.
Yeah, I've messed up because Everton are coming in 11th, as shit bastards, and Leeds are coming in. But it is what it is. Anyways, yes, I've gone for Spurs 6. I've heard the reason. Leicester 5th. I mean, do I need to explain the bottle every year? Anyways, Kojo, thoughts?
I've actually gone another way around. I've gone Leicester 6th and Spurs 5th. Yeah. Leicester started one in the window, to be fair. Dakar and Sumari, good signings, to be fair to them. But there's something about Leicester I don't trust. And I think this season, the race for 3rd to 6th is going to be very tight. It's going to be very close. And I do think, they're going to be about 4th, languishing around there. And then there's going to be this fall off. they've got something about them. There's this hoodoo. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a
I
thing
think
where
it's that Spurs gene, isn't it? That bottle job.
Damn. Those were my words, isn't it? But that's football heritage. So, yeah. Or as Kel was doing this because certain legends.
Yes.
But yeah, I think Spurs are actually going to have a good season. I think selling Kane or keeping Kane, I think they'll have a good season regardless. I mean, if they do complete the signing of Cristiano Romero, that is a big.
So yeah, apparently according to Fabrizio, he's already done that.
Yeah, apparently it's pretty much done. You agree the fee.
Here we go.
So yeah, there you go. So if that is done and they do get him, that's a big improvement on what I have at the back, and I think they're going to add one more to that as well. So if they do that, I think they'll have a much better season than they did last year.
All right, so we've got 6 Arsenal, trust the process, and Leicester 5th. Kale, what are your thoughts? Who's coming 6th? Who's coming 5th?
I'll never say trust the process, but I'll go 6 Leicester, 5th Arsenal.
Leicester. Kale's back in his team.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
5th.
You know what? The reason I'm laughing is because I saw a dub like this. He was like this straight away. Like, oh, shit. He was like, yeah. There we go. Go on. What do you think?
Is what it is, man. I feel like Leicester, they have made a few good signings, but defensively, especially with Brendan Rodgers at the helm, I don't think they'll manage to keep out the amount of goals that they did last season. I think Sionchu also got found out during this Euros as well. The big question is, will Jamie Vardy be the same? And I don't think he will. And will Iheanacho
season.
I don't think Iheanacho has the season like he does last season. I think he drops off because of the signings that they've made. And if he goes back to, I think he was playing 4-2.
3-1.
4-2-3-1. I think Iheanacho doesn't get the same amount of goals. I think he needs somebody next to him. So on that basis, that's why I gone Leicester 6, Arsenal 5th. Heart over head in it. That's the reason. This was my list, so it is what it is, man. But there's a belief I have in this team where I think defensively we've improved. Even I don't agree with the fee with Ben White, but I still think defensively we've improved massively with him and with Gabriel next to him. Left back Tierney's brilliant defender. Lokonga's looking. Let's not mention right back. We could play Maitland-Niles there, innit?
Isn't Tierney injured, Cahill? Any injured? Didn't he get
I don't think so. No, I don't.
I know Partey did, and I heard Tierney.
Partey's not injured.
Partey got injured. He's out for 6 weeks now.
Is that confirmed? I don't think it was. Yeah. I don't think it's confirmed. It's confirmed.
Who's out for 6 weeks? Sorry.
Yeah. I think Partey is out for 6 weeks.
Because there's a picture of him like in like central London.
Moving to get.
No, but Arsenal players party anyway because they don't give a fuck about your club. But that's a different debate. The thing is with Partey, I trusted Arsenal source posted that he's out for 6 weeks. I think that's basically it.
Yeah. All right, cool. That's fair enough.
You see the way his foot turned back. The way his foot turned completely round.
It doesn't look nice, but it might.
Hope he's okay now.
I hope he's okay. I think he's okay. Yeah, I just feel like we there's no Europe as well, so that will give us the free time. We're playing one game a week up until.
That's a good point. Actually, I completely disregarded that.
Yeah, up until like when we get to FA Cup and League Cup, but apart from that. Heart over head in it. I just feel like this season.
Ken, you're not doing a good job of convincing me. You feel it?
No, I know, but here's the thing. I'm not going to convince any of you that Arsenal are finishing 5th.
I don't want you to convince them. I want you to say it with your chest that you're finishing 5th.
He's trying to convince himself.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It literally sounds like you're trying to convince himself.
That's exactly what I'm doing, Lawless. That's exactly what I'm doing. But the fact remains, I'm saying Arsenal 5th.
Okay, that's fine. Lawless, what do you reckon? 6th and 5th, who's your choice?
6 is Tottenham. Either way, I don't think they'll have a complete disaster. And like, even though they're in this conference league, I think that they can. I don't think he's literally going to go and start playing.
Have you the teams in there?
That's what I mean. I don't feel like Nuno's going to start playing the first team week in, week out. So I think they'll be all right with that. I don't think they'll have a great season just because now Nuno's now got to come in after Mourinho and then come and do all of make play his style, set his system, all of that stuff. But they're not. I don't think they'll have a disaster, unfortunately. So I'm saying them. Fifth choice. I'm sorry, Don. But I'm saying,
before you say it, we finished in third place with Nat Phillips and Reece Williams. So think carefully.
Just
before you say fifth place. Just think carefully.
I think look, Liverpool, they had a little burst towards the end, but I'm not seeing.
Oh my God!
It's not. Do you know what? Joke. It's not even a massive indictment on Liverpool. They haven't improved. We don't know about Van Dijk. We don't know how he's going to be coming at that. However, I just think the teams that I'm putting above them have improved a lot more. And I'm looking at them like, wow, next season could be a serious season. But with the players that they've brought in, I think that's why it's going to make it difficult for Liverpool. As it stands, as things stand, Liverpool really need to invest in that squad, and I'm not seeing it. There's certain players that are dropped off. I think like even Mane, how good he's been, he started to drop off in quality. Firmino, Salah's eyes out the door. Maybe he's thinking about leaving, and I could see it's going to be a tough one unless FSG give Klopp the money. They'll finish fifth, I think.
I find it hilarious that a whole bunch of you guys got Tottenham finishing over Arsenal when Tottenham's team is.
When's the last time you finished above Tottenham? Much
worse than Arsenal's. Plus, Kish, considering who I think you got placed, you're acting like we got Juan Ramos at the helm. When your Arsenal are even in your top 10, so big man, I feel like you should respect.
No. Listen, that's why I said, can we swap? Can we swap a number? I was actually going to put Arsenal 7th, but that's
well, it's Mikel Arteta, not Juan Ramos, so it's fine. We're fine. We'll finish above you. Don't worry.
Damn, no top 10 for. I don't know why you're taking it on Kish. It's like you've come 8th twice. It's not, it won't be a surprise.
Not Kish's fault, really.
I know exactly. It's not Kish.
But yeah, I would have put Arsenal 7th anyway. But yeah,
when they signed Partey, it was we're going to finish above Tottenham this year. When Aubameyang signed the Ting, we're finishing above Tottenham this year. What happened? Now all of a sudden, you signed Ben White, you're finishing above Tottenham.
I realize, Lawless, that you got a bit of bass in your voice with this current run of form when you've got Europa League football. Enjoy it for now.
This is what happens with West Ham fans. Like they have like a 2-month purple patch, and they would just want to come on here and speak to the big boy. He just said Liverpool 5th place with his chest, my guy. So
your biggest player.
If Liverpool finished 5th
last season,
I will come on here and I will sing 3 West Ham songs in a row for you.
All right, do that because you came very close to finishing 5th last season, and a last-minute spurt gave you that little boost. You was only a few points off.
Your biggest player, Lawless, decides he doesn't even want a warm bench at United. He'd rather play with the reserves than come back to West Ham. So let's not talk about West Ham right now, bro.
That's sad, to be honest.
I'm not having that. Yeah, you was only like 7 points from. No, not even 7 points. You was 3 points away from 5th. So wait, what's the? You know what I mean? Liverpool was
but our last 10 games we won 8, drew 2. So it's not a last-minute spurt. It's 10 games.
Apparently, to these guys, it don't matter if you win your last 10 games because they don't matter. That's what I remember from a previous podcast.
It's a 38-game season, my friend.
I mean, if Kale's completely taken out of context. When your team's got nothing to play for, like your team never has, then it doesn't matter because there's no pressure on the players. So
we're playing for top 6, innit?
You're playing for top 8, mate. And according to me, you made the Conference League. Congratulations. You'll love to see it. But listen, Kale, we'll get on to that on next week's show, and obviously we're going to be on that. Kids, where are you going? We need you. Right. All right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I actually think I think Spurs will come 6th. Again, I've never been so happy to have someone like a sporting director in Patricia. I trust. He's used Gil. Gil again got rid of Lamella. He's getting rid of other players as well. I think Sissoko's going to China. A couple of others heading out as well. And I also think the sign of Romero for me is fantastic. I mean, he could be playing for a Champions League club, let alone Tottenham. So the fact that in the past Tottenham have been interested in these players and it's not come through, whereas it seems like Patricia has that pull. So For me, I think it's not the best of seasons for us to come sixth because ideally, I'd love us for top 4. But I think 6 as a first season for Nuno with the change and getting rid of the Deadwood, I think is a good start for us, anyways.
All right, fair enough. Who's your 5th team?
5th, Leicester. Again, I think they'll drop off a tiny bit, but I don't know if you guys have seen much of Patson Daka, but he's a really, really good striker. And unlike Tammy Abraham, he's clinical up front. And with having Iheanacho, Vardy, and Daka as a 3 and as an option to have maybe 1 or 2 strikers and change it up, and obviously with the signing of Samare, fantastic. And Ndidi, I mean, they've got a solid midfield with Tielemans, Maddison, and Ndidi. I mean, that is a solid team. Defence is probably the reason why I've not put them in the top 4. But yeah, solid team, and I think another strong finish this year for.
Yeah, fair play. Big Ron saying have Spurs signed Romero. I'm not sure if it's confirmed.
He's just got it. Well, unless he fails his medical now, apparently.
I mean, he might do just to get out of that move, but we'll have to wait and see. Husam,
Christian will force it. Don't worry, man. We trust him.
Who's your 6th and 5th place teams?
I think with Leicester, the signing is Soumare. I think people are really sleeping on that one. He's actually going to be incredible this season. Daka, I'm unsure of. I didn't want us to sign him. Thank God he went to Leicester. 6th and 5th are going to trigger you all, but I'm going to say it anyway because that's just my opinion. In 6th place, Manchester United. In 5th place, Arsenal. Let me explain, okay? I think Arteta... Let me explain. Calma. I have personal experience of having no European football whatsoever, okay? So Arteta can literally train those bums for 7 days just for one game. So like that actually makes a difference. Like honestly speaking, that genuinely makes a difference. Because if you play on a Saturday, you're literally 6 days ahead of that, you're just planning for one game. So as shit as Arteta is and as shit as Arsenal are, that makes a difference. And we almost saw that in 13-14. So you could literally like a momentum run of 3-4 wins in a row could propel them to that level. And obviously I know we're not talking about 4th place, but for me I have Leicester 4th because of the FA Cup thing. So I think Liverpool, City, and Chelsea are a shoe-in no particular order. So the 6th place is going to be Manchester United. I think they're going to drop off massively this season. I think losing the Europa League final is going to affect them badly. Pogba wants to leave. Maguire is a year older. Wan-Bissaka is like a fish riding a bicycle. Shaw, we're unsure if he's going to. We're unsure if he's going to have the same level of season. Bruno Fernandes, maybe with like new VAR rules, they won't have as many penalties. Cavani is a year older. Rashford, probably is still injured from last season, and they're still waiting for a midfielder to come in and unlock Pogba. So there are many questions to be asked of Man United. And let's not forget, the main thing is Oli is at the wheel, people. So this is not crazy because Oli's at the wheel, and he lost to Mr. Good Evening himself, Unai Emery. So I have Arteta finishing above Oli and finally proving his levels above him as a manager. So that's what I'm going to say.
I mean, I don't even know what to say because I can't tell if you've been serious now. Like, I can't actually tell. We've just signed one of the greatest youngsters.
Oh my God!
In Jadon Sancho.
No, that is the best call I've ever heard.
Oh my God!
We've just signed Varane and Sancho, and apparently we're going to finish below Arsenal.
Yeah, but Varane's going to be playing next to Wan-Bissaka, who can defend. So
I mean, have you seen Trent's defending? Do you want me to play the intro one more time?
Have you seen Trent's crossing ability? Have you seen his creation?
Listen,
It was missing last year.
Yeah, where was he last
free kick ability?
Where was he last
What does Wan-Bissaka provide?
He had 2 good games, and the whole Liverpool fan base are putting petitions in for him to make the Euros, just for him to get injured. Like, listen, I don't know if you're taking the piss, but if you're not, fair enough, you're entitled to your opinion. If that happens,
I honestly think that, all jokes aside, I genuinely do think.
Right.
Look, Ollie's tactical ineptitude will show this season.
I mean,
just a simple example. I don't want to take too much time with the Sancho thing. I actually do have a friend who watches Dortmund religiously, and he said Sancho cannot play right wing. Some people think Sancho is solving that right wing problem. He isn't. Because I feel like with the right wing problem, there still is a problem at Man United. Sancho is incredible on the left wing, But on the right wing, he actually isn't as good, and he's only good in transitions on the right wing. So that's going to be an interesting thing as well. So there are no CDM as well. So there are a few problems as well. Still to fix.
We've got a plethora of talent up front, so I'm not worried about Sancho right wing. I mean, don't worry, it's beautiful because actually I've got it written down as well. Liverpool are finishing fourth, so it's just worked out perfectly. For me personally, a lot is riding on whether Van Dijk gets injured or not. Because if he does get injured, it's the end of the world. Obviously, according to Liverpool fans, you can't compete against Brighton, Burnley, West Brom if Van Dijk is
here
not
we
fit.
go, man.
If Van Dijk's not fit, you can't beat West
Usman,
Brom.
you're gonna start me off again.
If he's not fit,
Wallah, you're gonna start me off again.
Listen,
do you want me to go back in history when Ferdinand got injured and you lost the league? Why couldn't the greatest ever manager win you the league that season? Tell me.
It doesn't matter if it's Anfield. If Van Dijk is injured, we can't beat West Brom, lads. Don't worry about it. So you better pray.
You couldn't beat Villarreal with Unai Emery, so I don't know why you
go and read Jamaat on Friday, in Qatar. Go read Jamaat. The best mask. Make sure you wear your Jabbar. Make sure you do the one Van Dijk don't get injured this season. Because if he gets injured, you might not even make fourth. You'll be down with Arsenal. But anyways, Liverpool fourth. Henderson wants to get out of that shit club. Don't blame the guys. He knows this is the pinnacle of. He knows this is the pinnacle of one title in 30 years. He knows that. He knows it's done. Your cycle of power is finished. One season. You had one season. One cycle of nipping power. One season. Henderson's gone. I mean, Saul Niguez would be a brilliant signing if he does come. I agree. However, if he gets injured or Thiago gets injured, the petitions will be out. And you've got Oxlade-Chamberlain to cover. And Kaito, we know he's basically NHS with greatest British supplement because he's the one there every single week. So, for me personally, Firmino is a defender, not a striker. So, I'm surprised he didn't play him in centre-back, but it is what it is. Alisson, as someone said in the comments, would be better playing up front over Firmino, but we know that's not going to happen. So, Liverpool fourth position. Salah doesn't pass to Mane. Mane doesn't know what day of the week it is. Over to you, Kojo. Who's coming fourth, bro?
Now I've got Liverpool fourth as well. They're not going to fish out a Champions League spot regardless because Salah is going to keep scoring goals. That's just a fact of life. He's going to score goals. This guy's laughing. He thinks he's agenda driven. Not like yours, fam, about 6 players and man.
I don't have agenda. I give factual evidence. You have no facts. Okay. You think Oli is going to finish above Klopp with like a full preseason?
He literally just did. Here's what it is. I'm not even an Ole fan.
I said with a full preseason.
I'm not even an Ole fan, so here's what it is.
Man United have a full preseason either.
But anyway, no, regardless.
I think, but Oli doesn't make a difference because he doesn't know how to coach. Anyway.
No, I can't disagree with that.
I have many comebacks, man. I've been trained. I've been trained how to I just grew thick skin as a child because of your club. So I just know how to come back.
I know it's deep-rooted hatred. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I think fourth place for Liverpool. I think it's a tough test this season for them just because of the injuries and the signing of players that are injury prone.
Liverpool injuries, Kojo. Are you sure? They never get injuries, do they?
Apparently not until last season. But no, I just think it'll be a tough test, and I think what Chelsea and City are looking to do next season will be a big test of Liverpool's character as well to see if they're going to be able to compete with them again. Liverpool have the ability, they have the players to compete, but whether the players will be available enough for them is another question. And Trent is another one that I won't call him injury prone yet, but he's starting to get injuries. It's starting to creep in his game. You know it. You're looking at that because you know it. It starts to creep onto him bit by bit. And that's another issue because his replacement at right back, you don't want it. You know you don't want it. So his ankles
are still broken from Rashford's chop. That's what it is. Fucking shit bastard.
Bloody hell. Bloody hell.
I can't stand it, man. I can't stand Trent.
Yeah. No, look.
Oh my God.
I'll just keep it like that. I think Liverpool will be fourth, but I don't think that's a. Yeah, I think that's okay. Liverpool fourth. That's it.
So by Z6. Right, Cahil, what do you reckon? Who's fourth for you, man?
I'm also going Liverpool fourth. I feel like Van Dijk's going to have to. I understand.
His head is hot. His head is hot.
Cahil, you should have had my back. I put Arsenal fifth, man. You should have just increased
After
Liverpool
what
by
you did to
position.
him earlier.
Big man.
Absolutely bodied him.
The only reason you put Arsenal fifth because you felt sorry for me. That's why you put Arsenal.
No, I actually do think so. One game a week, honestly. That's all my honest.
That's all right. But no, I feel like Van Dijk's gonna have to take a few games to get back into full fitness. Kunde is also, I think, a very good signing.
Konate.
What's Kunde?
Sorry, Konate, yeah. But the injury-prone title or label won't go away, especially now he's coming to the Premier League, which is a much more physically demanding league than the Bundesliga. You got Firmino up top, man. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, and that for me, I think he might. You start with a minor. I feel like he contributes to the other team because he provides no threat up top. He provides no threat up top.
He's right. He does.
He provides no threat up top. I think Mane will have a good-ish season. I don't think he'll be able to get back to the form that he was having previously. I don't know why though. I think it's just a drop in confidence. Salah will continue scoring, but that midfield as well, man. Thiago doesn't exactly look great. Especially from that Euros, that he was horrible in those Euros.
A big season from Thiago, but
you expect it. I don't think he'll deliver though.
Him and Fabinho in midfield together is going to do well, surely.
Yeah, Fabinho back in the midfield is obviously going to be a plus, but I think letting go of Wijnaldum for free as well, that was probably a big mistake, man. Because I feel like him going forward in the role that Liverpool have him play, it does a disservice to his talent.
Man, don't worry about it.
Exactly. Well, there you go. But I feel like Wijnaldum will be a huge miss in that midfield as well.
All right.
Can I just say, if Liverpool have any smarts about them, they got to try and put Jota ahead of Firmino and do it consistently.
Oh yeah, I mean that's common. Surely that's common sense, right?
You got to change.
He doesn't work though. That's the thing with Jota. He does not work as a number 9. He loses a few like abilities which make him good, like as a winger. He actually has he has tried to play him up top. And Jota up top does not work either because he lacks like a few things that a striker needs, and we all know like what we're talking about, like the positioning, the other thing besides, yeah.
Martial's game, yeah, absolutely. Lawless, thoughts on fourth position?
I'm saying Leicester. They finally get into that fourth spot. They get into the Champions League. Very good signings, good manager. They're gonna do it. They're gonna beat Liverpool to that fourth spot. Like I said, look, you can't act like me saying Liverpool 5th is a hot take when you put Man United 6th below Arsenal. I'm sorry. There's much.
I'm a visionary.
It's much more likely. If you was to look at the odds, and I know you guys aren't betting men, but if you just look at the odds, I think you would see the odds are more in favour of Liverpool finishing 5th than Man United finishing 6th below Arsenal this season. So yeah, Leicester are beating. Liverpool's old manager are going to beat Liverpool to that 4th spot, and they'll get Champions League. Leicester.
All right, fair enough. Kish, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Liverpool 4th as well. I think
clean
sweep,
sweep,
the defense is good, but you got to understand Van Dijk, Gomez being out for a long time. Trent has been out as well, missed the Euros. Say it takes 10 games for them to get fit and back into it. You lose, say, half of those first 10 games, you're already out of the title race. You're already out of it. So it's one of those where, for me, it will take them time to bed in. And also, the thing with Liverpool is they can't. I don't think they can afford to sign players above the 50 mil mark. The last time they did it was when they signed Van Dijk and sold Coutinho. So it's based on sales and signing players.
They signed Chamberlain for 40, didn't they?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I said 50 plus. I said that Liverpool are now at a stage where they need players that would improve their squad. Are those higher marquee players? Like you're probably talking 50, 60 million plus. And I just don't think they can afford to do that. Like to replace someone like Mane, they need a reshuffle in that front three. Mane needs to go, but the problem is to replace someone like Mane, you'll need someone of a similar quality or more, which would cost you maybe 70, 80 million plus. And there's not really many that could do that. And Liverpool don't have the funds to be able to do that. So that's going to be an issue. And then if you go to like you said, you talked about Vlahovic from Fiorentina. But yeah, he looks like a great player, but there's no guarantee that first season he'll do it straight away. Look at Werner, 50 million, everyone thought that was a bargain. And look how that's turned out for Chelsea. So for that reason, I think they'll come fourth.
Right. Okay, host. You've heard all of us practically say Liverpool fourth and fifth. Who's your fourth position? Oh, you've already told us Leicester, haven't you?
Yeah. Leicester in fourth place. I think winning the FA Cup will 100% make a difference to them. They're getting over the hurdle, so that's a good thing. And I think they're going to build on that. Soumare is going to be an absolutely incredible signing for them. He's going to be really, really, really good this season, and I really rated him even before he went there. Daka is a question mark, but besides that, Leicester doesn't really have a problem with scoring goals. So I think Soumare more control in midfield. Maybe the thing is their defense does give you doubts, but based on what the other teams are doing, I'm going Leicester fourth, to be honest.
All right, fair enough. Right, okay. So third position for me personally, I'm going to put Manchester United. I mean, we should be challenging for the league with the players that we've got at our disposal, but it's very simple. We've got Ali at the wheel. It's as simple as that, really. I just can't wait for him to get sacked, to be honest. We're still finishing above you, shit, man. But it is what it is. But banter aside, look, in terms of Oli, I hope he proves me wrong, but I just don't think he's that guy. And yes, sadly, Manchester United third for us. We've got a very good squad. We should be challenging for the title. Don't get it twisted. But because of the manager we got, I just don't think it.
The thing is, you could come third and still challenge. Do you know what I mean?
Technically, yeah.
You would still do that.
Spurs know about that, right? 2 horse race.
I mean, that's why I said it. That's why I said it. You know what I mean?
Kel, hopefully I've done your proud. Right, Kojo, over to you, bro. Who's coming third?
Okay, third, I've got Manchester City. Third.
What?
Yeah.
Nah, he's taking the piss off. No.
You think I'm taking the piss? I can show you my list, fam. So my reason for this is, number one, I do agree with Lawless. I don't think Grealish improves them massively at all, or even substantially. I think just because another spoke on the wheel, per se. He's just another guy there that's going to be there. They've got a very wonderful team, but I just feel like this year the teams are going to pick holes in them that shouldn't have been picked last season, especially because last season everything that played free at the back against them beat them. Newcastle, Chelsea multiple times, and other teams that play free against them at the back, and I feel people are going to try and use that as a sort of like a crutch to try and knock them with. And I also think that they're going to draw a lot of games this season. That's my thing for them. So they are a great side. Again, wouldn't surprise me if they finish first, of course. It is Manchester City, but I'm just going to put them third on this occasion. I feel like Chelsea and United might just finish above them this year.
Wow. I mean, that's probably the biggest hot tip you've had, I think, for me personally. But
I don't do hot takes, man. Don't move me. I'm not Twitter man. Them. I don't do hot takes.
Okay. I mean, Kojo, you just said third, so it's on you, isn't it? Kale, what are you saying? Who's coming third for you, bro?
I agree with you, Usman. I think United are coming third. Ole is probably a major reason behind my decision, but Pogba, I feel like the question mark over Pogba is going to have a hindrance to the whole team because he's a leader in the dressing room. He's a likable character, but regardless of that, the question of whether he's staying or whether he's going will put players in the mood. It will affect them in the mood. It will affect them emotionally. And Sancho is a good signing. You see how the Premier League tests him because obviously the Bundesliga, and Kojo agrees the defending in the Bundesliga isn't exactly the greatest. Man. Then again, English defending ain't the greatest either, but I think it's better than the Germans. I just feel like you just haven't had enough. You also need a striker. You desperately need a striker. I think Cavani had a decent to good season last season. I don't think he gets the same amount of goals that he does. And Martial's still there. Who's your backup striker? I don't know. Greenwood, I guess.
Man.
No, I agree. I want Greenwood to start. Actually, I want Greenwood to play number 9, but I don't think Ole will. So for that reason, and also the number 6. You need a number 6, and you've not been linked to anybody.
I hear that.
And that's disgraceful for me.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I can't disagree with what you're saying. Lawless, what you saying? Who's your third place team?
Well, they've been linked with Declan Rice, but that ain't happening.
That's not happening, no.
So, third, I'm going to say Man United as well. And it's not even a diss on Ole. I just think the other two teams above them are just going to do that little bit more in the transfer window.
Yeah.
I think there's like I said, if they're not addressing key areas, Man United, I just think that the Chelsea and Man City are going to go out and have been going out and just getting some big players that is going to change the game. So I just think it's going to be hard. It'll be a bit unfair for Man United in this thing to even sort of expect them to win the league. But like Kish said, they could come third in a 2-horse race. We'll see.
Okay, Kish, who's coming third for you, bro?
Yeah, Manchester United. I think I said this to you a couple of weeks ago, that the formation, the 4-2-3-1, if you look at the team, you look at the lineup, the only weak point really, don't get me wrong, Cavani's not the player he was, but he's had a pre-season, which he didn't have last season, and he's still got, I think, 20 plus goals across all comps. I see him being handpicked for particular games from Ollie because of his age, and then give Greenwood a chance as well. Greenwood at the end of last season did really well. I think he scored 7 in 8 or something.
Okay, so, look at this comment.
I see them. Yeah, no, not that many, but I see them coming third. The only issue is the fact that they've still got McFred and McTominay, and I think someone like an Ndidi would be phenomenal. That would change everything. But I also think the two teams I put above them at United is just based on tactically, and I think that's where Ollie lacks. If say Pep, Klopp, or a Tuchel was at United with this team, I would generally put United as winning the league. I actually would, but it's just the fact that it's when you need those extra games and it's tactically, I just feel like he'll miss out. But listen, the last 2 seasons, United have come third and second. So if you base it on quality, even though it's Ollie, they still come to those positions because of Ollie, because he has this knack where when United lose a run of games and he's close to getting sacked, he wins like 8 in a row, something it's crazy every time he does it.
Yeah. That's because all the teams
I see them coming third.
That's why. They're like, you want to keep Ollie at the wheel.
Again, another one as well to think about is the goalkeeper position, because that's not being talked about enough.
De Gea is starting because Henderson got COVID. So
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. None of them, they've both had mistakes in them. You know, in the last, De Gea last few seasons and Henderson last season. I know he had points where he was good, but they were still. I'm not too sure on that department, to be honest.
All right, fair enough. Right, Hus, who are you putting third?
Third place, I'm going for Chelsea as things stand. I think Chelsea probably are going to finish in third place. If they sign a striker, they are going to be part of the league title race, definitely. But as things stand, I think they're probably going to finish third without being a part of the league race, like Tottenham in that Leicester season. So that's about it, to be honest.
Right, okay, fair enough. I'm not going to say anything about that because I probably agree with a lot of it. Anyways, yeah, let's move on to the last 2 teams, the champions and obviously the runners up. Obviously, give both at the same time because, you know, it makes sense to do so. I'm going to start. So, for me personally, I think Man City are going to win the league again. I do think they will. I think it's a bit boring to say that. But, I mean, they're going to sign either Kane or Grealish. And I think for me personally, compared to the other teams below them, I just think they have too much depth in their squad. I mean, they've arguably got the best manager in the league. A lot of people will say Klopp, obviously, you know, it is interpretation, but I think Man City are too strong. They could get Kane as well. They could potentially get Kane and Grealish and, you know, sell Bernardo Silva, Jesus, which would probably get him 60 to 70 million. I mean, if they get both, there's not even any point in taking part, really. Regarding Chelsea, I think Chelsea, the reason I've got them second is because I'm expecting them to sign big in the next couple of weeks. They've been linked to Haaland. If they don't get Haaland, I generally think they've got a chance to get Lukaku. Or I don't know why. I've got a feeling he might come back to the Premier League. So one of them two is going to be at Chelsea for me personally come the start of the season. Probably Lukaku, I would imagine, is going to be at Chelsea. So I think he'd probably put them into second spot. Yeah, and obviously Tuchel's better than other managers that put below him. So Kojo, who's your top 2 and why?
I put both of them next to each other. I'm not sure who's going to do it.
Inshallah.
All right, I'm gonna say this. I think firstly, United have bought well. Sancho right wing is not his best.
Oh,
Husam, I haven't seen United winning the league, so chill. Okay, chill. Because I know you're gonna say Liverpool gonna win the league.
Your club has frozen since 2013, and you're about to put United in first place. Have some shame. I beg you, have some shame.
Listen. You need to relax. Ever since you got David Moyes, not once I've put Man United first. So I don't do no sort of
good. That's a good
kind of
idea.
nonsense. I'm just thinking about this in the way I think about it logically. I haven't had faith in United in years, but I'm looking at the window so far. They've bought well. Varane a good signing. Sanchez a good signing. I think they will add to right back, and I think they will add a midfielder. Whether that's a defensive midfielder, I don't think so. I think Ole favors 4-2-3-1. I don't think he's going to change to a 4-3-3. So I don't think United fans should be looking at defensive midfielder. I think they should be looking at a central midfielder to play next to either Pogba or the other two Muppets. On the other side, I will say I feel like Kai Havertz is going to have a monstrous season.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that boy. I honestly, I was gutty when they joined Chelsea. I love that kid. I think he's a monster. And they're looking good. And they only actually need a striker. If I'm being honest, I think they just need a striker. Maybe one centre back. Maybe. But other than that, I think they're looking good.
Koundé is going to Chelsea, though, isn't he?
Koundé's on Chelsea.
Yeah, well, apparently that's almost done. That's a good sign. I'm a bit 50-50 about him. I think he's a good player, but again, a lot of people do play.
He's gonna get spun by Rashford, isn't it, when he's back?
This is why I was shocked they didn't go for Romero. This is why I was shocked Chelsea
That's it.
not going for
Because Romero has actually shown himself to be a good defender. Not that Koundé isn't a good defender, but I don't think I think he's more of a good player than a good defender. And that's where the issue is for me. I don't know if he's a big improvement on what they have currently. But I understand they don't want to be playing Christensen week in and week out because Thiago can't play like 3 games in a row throughout a week. So I understand they want to improve in that position. But I think it's between those two this season. My heart wants to go back to when I was a kid and say United are going to win it. So fuck it, I'm going to say it. I'm gonna say it.
That's enough Looney Tunes for tonight, man. That's
the same team lost to Villarreal, by the way. They're gonna win the
That's
Premier League.
Fine. You lost flat 3.
My guy, you got relegated from the Champions League, and you think you're going to compete in the league, bro?
Doing things that Blackburn did in 1996. Relax.
Yeah, didn't you guys lose United or
congratulations.
So relax.
By the way, you've never won the Carling Cup, Kojo. Just so you know, you've never won it because it was called the Milk Cup, and it was called the Carabao Cup, and it was called the Coca-Cola Cup. So according to you, a name change makes a difference. We have 19 Premier League titles, whether you like it or not, because it's the same competition, just a different name. Why do your fans think 20 times at Old Trafford? Why don't they go like 13 times? Why don't they say that shit?
Chill. See, this is where you get emotional, and this is where we get on.
19 times allowed. 19 times.
Now you're back in secondary school getting rattled again. Relax, bro.
I'm not rattled. This is just what Arabs do.
The point I was making was the fact that you guys have not won a league title for so long. Then now you got one. Your base is back up again.
Correct.
I get it. I understand it. It's
correct.
Because trust me, if we win it, it's been 8 years. My base will be just as big as well, or 9 years rather, because it'll be
9 years. Yes, 9 years.
So 2022. But look. Truth be told, my head is saying Chelsea. I feel like Chelsea and Kai Havertz is going to have a monstrous season. I know people saying they need a striker. I think they will sign a striker, but I still think, regardless of whether they sign a striker or not, he will be the top scorer this season for their club. Because Jorginho scoring, being a top league scorer last season is an absolute banter thing. I don't know what that's about. So our head is saying, I think Chelsea are going to win it. And I will, if I had to put money on it, I would put Chelsea to win it. So I will say Chelsea first, United second. But I'm hoping that if United do sign in 2 more players, it wouldn't be unrealistic to say United are in.
So you've gone from you said you've gone from fuck it, Chelsea.
No, I said with my heart. With my heart, fuck it. It's Man United. But if I'm going head, if I'm thinking logically, I'm going Chelsea first. United.
Oh, Cody, you had my hopes up there. You really brought me back down to like that. Listen, you know what? This just sums up the podcast perfectly. This little bit segment here. One man saying Man United is finishing 6th. Next man's heart is saying Man United are winning the league. So you can't say we're biased because we're covering both spectrums of the show here. Obviously, if you're new, make sure you do slap a like and subscribe to the channel every Monday, 8 p.m. Apart from when Spurs are probably playing on a Monday night, it'll be at 10. But anyways, Cahil, second and first, who's winning the league? Who is runners up?
I'm going City second, Chelsea first. I feel like City go through these periods where they look absolutely unstoppable, especially under Pep. They look absolutely unstoppable. But then somebody comes up with this new found tactic which absolutely destroys them. It was freedom back last season. It was actually playing against them the season that Liverpool won the league. I feel like no striker is going to hinder them. They got a whole bunch of goals from their midfielders and their defenders as well to a degree, but I just feel that will be a hindrance. I don't think they'll bid. You say it's 120 million for Kane, but realistically it's going to be with Levy it's going to be 150. So I don't think they'll get a striker this season. But on the other hand, with Chelsea, I also agree that Kai Havertz will have an amazing season. I don't know if he'll lead a goal scoring because I think they do get a Haaland or a Lukaku. I think it will be Lukaku.
I think Lukaku's signing for Chelsea comes down.
I think the Haaland situation is a bit iffy, and I feel like whoever's got next will wait till the price is cut towards 70 million. So yeah.
Can I just quickly say, I think in this Lukaku thing, if Chelsea are going to get Lukaku, Inter Milan are looking for the fees upward of what Tottenham asked for Kane, because they're trying to shut off Lautaro Martinez to make sure this guy stays. I don't think Lukaku's going anywhere.
There's a bit of a difference though. The Inter Milan still do need to sell.
They still need to sell.
You know what I mean? Because they are in massive
and they need to break a certain number to be called financial fair play. But that's why they're doing their best to sell Lautaro Martinez.
They're trying to get Martinez. Apparently Arsenal. If Arsenal get Martinez.
Did you hear what happened? They offered Lacazette for Martinez as a straight swap, and they straight away said nah. I don't understand how that works. Bear in mind that Lacazette is 30 years of age with 1 year left on contract, and Martinez is 23 and has just won the Copa America with Argentina.
Yeah, they should give
Martinez looked at Aubameyang's hair and he's like, "Fuck that shit." Like,
he said, "Fuck that shit." I'm out. Shit.
Their nickname is the Gunners, but their cannon has no ammo, bro. Why are we talking about Arsenal? Allow it.
I can't even finish a sentence without my team getting embarrassing.
It's going to be okay. You're signing Ramsdale. It's all going to be good. You're going to be back up there, challenging for league titles where you belong. Come on.
Get the banners out.
This guy's put Arsenal in fifth, by the way, and he's fucking violating them more than
Arteta had 6 days to train those bums. Like, we can train bums for 6 days and they can still win. That's the thing.
Yeah, but Arteta is a bum. That's the point. Arteta is
a bum. Perfect. A bum who trains bums. Incredible.
I don't know why you're violating Arsenal more to finish above Man United.
Easy target. That's
fair enough.
We are an easy target. That's fair enough. But
right, Lawless. Wait, Ken, have you finished? Sorry, my bad.
Chelsea winning it. I'll finish. Chelsea winning it.
Oh, sorry, apologies. I've just cut you off, mate. My bad. I thought you already said Chelsea. Right, Lawless. Who's your top two, mate?
It's tough. It's very tough. It's going to be very close, but I cannot see Man City not replacing Aguero. I can't see them doing it. I know, like, Pep gets kind of the Mickey taken out of him because he said, "How can you replace him?" But I think he meant the human being, like to have a legend.
No.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
No. Fuck Pep Guardiola. Let's not do this. He meant something else. He meant as a football player. Pep Guardiola is that bald checkbook fraud who can fuck himself. Forget
you cannot replace a club legend. You can't replace club legends.
He does it all the time. He does it with results as well. Oh, we beat them 5-0, but they're incredible team. Incredible. And
literally,
incredible. He does it all the time.
The way they defend, it could have been 8-9-12, but
it could have been 8-9-12. They always play football the right way. But
he's classy. He's a classy manager. He's a classy guy. He says classy
things.
He's
classy. Wow.
Like, what's he gonna say?
There's no manager in the Premier League that's classy right now. I'm telling you that for free.
What do you want to say?
Yeah, the classy one's gonna.
Hey, that's true. That's probably true, to be honest. The last classy one is probably Wenger, to be honest. I'd say.
Oh yeah, he's most classy.
I said Jose Mourinho. Man, he's gone now.
Who's classy?
Jose Mourinho. the go. No, that's what you got. So you got Man City to win the league, yeah?
Right, no, Man City, because look, I feel like they're gonna now press the issue. They've seen the cracks with Harry Kane. I think they're gonna push and slap that money down. And if they get Kane, it's a wrap. I think Chelsea will go out and they'll do some good business, but you ain't just gonna compete with the best manager in the league, with the best team in the league. It's just not happening. They're gonna get it, and obviously Liverpool fans and Man United fans will be crying as the blue team does it again and Man City win their other league title to become the biggest club in Manchester. It's gonna happen. They're gonna overtake you guys. No, right? It's true. No, because
man has actually said that with chess, right? He's got a Europa League one time. Because he thinks that he's
do you know what?
This is what success does to West Ham fans, man.
Oh my god, I've backed you guys. I've backed Man United all the way when I come on this show. I've backed Ollie. But the reason why I'm talking about them becoming, because you got to talk about the new generation of fans growing up. To them, they're looking at Man
United, the biggest club in Manchester, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yes, they are.
Having a conversation.
But times change. That's all I'm saying.
No, it doesn't, bro. Come on, let's be real.
Huddersfield used to be one of the biggest clubs in North.
Bro, it's gonna take a
long time for City
to take more than 1 decade to make Manchester City a bigger club than Man United.
I'm just saying, if you're an 8-year-old now and you've got to choose, what you choose,
bro,
you're choosing.
They can't fill out the stadium. They can't be that fucking big. They haven't got that many fans. Like, do you know what I mean?
Listen, to be fair, if Grealish goes there, my Man City agenda is beginning. So let's see what happens. I will have a Man City agenda if Grealish goes there. So
Grealish cost them 10 points, did
it? Yeah, exactly. So, but no, I think
so. So you got Chelsea in second, right?
Chelsea in second. Like, they can win it if they don't replace Aguero and they don't go and sign that striker. I do think Chelsea will get it.
All right, fair enough.
I can't see that.
Yeah, Havertz is going to be there.
Sorry to the Man United fans in the comments. I know I can't see the comments. I know they're cussing me right now for this.
They're not, to be fair.
Joking.
Don't agree with you.
Okay.
They don't. Kish, over to you. Who's your top two, bro?
I think it's all to do with the strikers, to be honest. I think if Man City don't sign a striker and Chelsea sign Lukaku, I see Chelsea winning the league. But then if they both sign their players, so if Kane goes to City and Lukaku goes to Chelsea, where I think both will happen, I actually think that the Grealish deal will fall through for some reason. I just feel like Grealish is going to have a change of heart and just be like, do you know what? He's probably not 100% certain that he might start every game looking at that City mid. And also he's probably thinking I could stay at Villa. So I do see them then going all out for Kane and Chelsea getting Lukaku.
Grealish doesn't start every game for Man City, Kish. Okay.
No, but he doesn't. No, but the way Pep plays is he doesn't start a midfielder for every single game or an attacker. Aguero never played every single game. Jesus, it's just you can't even if Kane goes to City, he ain't playing. This is why when people say about Kane's injuries, he played about 50 games a season for Tottenham. No wonder why he's breaking his ankles. For Man City, he'll probably play about 35, 40 games, if that, because he'll alternate it every time.
I just want to read this comment.
So that's how I see it.
I got to read this out. Umar saying, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I would say City will never be a bigger club than United. I mean, even Liverpool fans.
Read his other comment.
Yeah, I'm not reading his other ones.
Yeah. I see both clubs getting the strikers, and I see Man City coming first and Chelsea coming second. But I do actually think we'll have a title race this season. I think it's going to be really, really close between them two. I think they're going to go at it. It's going to be. I think it won't be far off the Liverpool and City season a couple of years ago. I think if they both get those players, it's going to be a very, very close finish, and it'll be entertaining to watch, I think.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. Right, host, last but not least, who's your top two? Has Liverpool retained their title? That is the question.
Retain?
I say retain. Sorry, I do apologize. I forgot the
Regained?
champions. They're not champions anymore. I just assumed they were. But obviously, host, who are you going for? Liverpool or City? Who's your top two?
City will finish in second place. Liverpool are winning the league title. I know for a fact we are going to sign Saul. So I'm just waiting for the actual announcement to happen. We are definitely signing him. So a midfield of Fabinho, Saul, and Thiago is going to be incredible. So then we're just going to wait for the front line. I don't know what's happening there, which is why I didn't say it with my chest. But if someone's signing for us for the front line, we're going to blitz the league, I think.
You basically got the Brazilian Emil Heskey up front, so obviously until that changes.
Honestly,
look, we're gonna put respect on Heskey's name right now. We're gonna put respect on Heskey's name.
Heskey, and when he was a partner with Owen, was unstoppable. Respect Emil Heskey, bro.
For one season,
he's better than he still won stuff, unlike
Harry
Harry Kane. Anyways, just with Liverpool Football Club, obviously we still are talking about the biggest club in England. So let me finish, please. When it comes to Liverpool Football Club, definitely, if we sign Saul,
I don't know what part of England that fucking is.
No, the part where we won the 6 Champions League trophies. Anyway, with Liverpool Football Club, Saul is coming. I 100% am sure of that. 99%, can't be 100% sure. So I think Saul's coming. Just with the forward positions, all jokes aside, look, if we do sign a forward, I think it makes our title bid 100 times stronger. So I'm just waiting on that because there are a few things happening. It might be Vlahovic. It might be there's rumors linking us to Jeremy Doku as well. So that's another one. There are a few people linking us to Andre Silva. So that's another one as well. Well, there are so many links.
Andre Silva, you know.
Andre Silva's gone to Leipzig, so that's
Leipzig,
yeah. So the thing is with us, it depends on our signings. But even with just Saul by himself, I think we win the league 100%. And Klopp finally proves he is the better manager out of him and Pep, in my opinion. Which already he's proved it to me, but he's just gonna prove it for the rest of you. So I think Liverpool in first place. City with the Champions League thing. Here's the thing. City right now have 2 ways to react. Are they going to have a meltdown like Tottenham did, or are they just going to come back and be stronger? The thing is with City as well, what I'm keeping in mind, there are actually a few players who are kind of, to some extent, turning on Pep. And there's actually, for the first time, I think, in Pep's ever managerial career, we for the first time, we're seeing negative comments come out from the camp. Like Aguero's father, for example, people his own players questioning why he didn't play a DM in the Champions League final. So there could be a meltdown sort of thing happening there, which is why I think we will be the closest. Chelsea, the reason I put them third. Go ahead.
What happens if Van Dijk gets injured?
The thing is, right now, if we're being completely serious, with Van Dijk injured, I think Konate and Gomez are very adequate replacements. People are worried about Van Dijk. I'm not, because Van Dijk plays with his brain before he plays with his feet. So I think from a footballing IQ perspective, he is a very good defender. I think the other person who's a problem is Joe Gomez, because he's the one who really hasn't proved his fitness and stuff. So that's going to be a massive one. But I think Van Dijk is going to be back and going to be fine. I think, me personally,
I feel like the brain. I agree. He's got a very good footballing IQ and defensive IQ, but to completely dismiss Van Dijk's physical ability and his stature as something that doesn't help him when it comes to defending, I think that's the bit.
Look at Vidic.
No, it does help him. It does help him, but I'm just saying. I think he's probably the type of defender who thinks before he does anything with his body. He's closer to a Ferdinand than a Vidic.
All right, fair enough. I don't even know where to start with the whole Liverpool in the league, because I put him in fourth. I think all of us are putting him in fourth, practically. I think Lawless is put him in fifth. So I'm going to come to Lawless first on this, and then we'll give our predictions for the boring stuff like Golden Boot and that shit. So Lawless, what are your thoughts on Liverpool winning the league according to Liverpool fans?
No chance at all are Liverpool winning the league this season. Not unless they massively strengthen. They've got to try and bounce back from last season, while the other teams are moving forward, like Chelsea as well. They're moving in the right direction. That would be just crazy. And it looks like, Klopp, there's a few cracks there. You see him, he's starting to crumble under the pressure. He wasn't liking it. It's just not happening. It's not happening. I'm sorry, Don, but I can't see it, man.
Fair enough. Right, listen,
it's okay. I'm sorry for you that you support West Ham, so it's okay. It happens. Things happen in life we can't really control, so I just feel sorry for you as well.
All right, I'm listening. All right, okay. Listen, we're going to speak on the last bit because I think everyone needs to go, including myself. So we will start with you, Kojo, because to be honest, I'm not giving it any thought. So who's the Golden Boot and your top assist, if that's the thing? Who are you going for and why?
Golden Boot. I'm going for Harry Kane again. I feel like the guy is going to just be unstoppable again in terms of goals, regardless of where he is. He's still going to score goals. Top creator, I am going to go for Sugar. I don't know. Top creator, I'm going to go for Kai Havertz. I think he's going to score a lot of goals, but I think he's also going to create quite a lot as well.
Yeah.
And actually, no, sorry. No, you know what? This is an underrated. This is an out there shout. Not Kai Havertz, Timo Werner. Because he doesn't score goals, but he's always able to make runs and find people. I don't know what that's about. So I feel he's one person that we gotta watch. He's not going to score a lot of goals, but he's going to find the runs with his speed and then just lay it on the plate for people to just tuck it away.
All right, fair enough. We'll stay with you, Kojo. Who's your player of the season as well? Just to wrap it. Who's your
player of the season? All right, player of the season. I'm gonna go for Harry Maguire.
Wow. Oh, wow. Right, Cahil.
Look at that change, eh? A year ago, I slaughtered him. Now I'm giving him player of the year.
Will you be giving Ollie manager of the year next year? Let's see if he'll be that. If you want to do change,
because he'll be Tuchel, but it'll be Tuchel, but it's what it is.
No. You said United are winning the league. So if United are winning the league, he's gonna win the thing.
You didn't listen, bro.
Say it with your chest.
You're back in secondary school getting emotional. I said Chelsea are going to win the league. I said, look.
Okay. You took it back. Fair enough. Better.
Oh, God. Cahil's exact same 3. Golden Boot, top assist, player of the season.
Golden Boot, Aubameyang. Only joking. Mohamed Salah, Golden Boot for me.
How did I forget about him?
Assists. KDB again. And player of the year, Havertz.
Fair enough. No, I'm just going to quickly do mine while I've got it in my head. Havertz is my player of the season as well because I think he's going to be absolutely sensational. Top assist, Bruno Fernandes. Goals, Husam's laughing. I don't know why you're laughing. He's got more goals than most of your players have combined, but it is what it is. Bruno Fernandes, I think in terms of Sancho being there now, we'll have more options to link up with. So I think Bruno Fernandes top. Goals, I'm going to be boring and stick to Bobby Firmino. Anyways, over to you, Lawless. Who's your 3?
All right, golden boot. Yep, Harry Kane. I feel like other people have got to be a bit deluded in this predictions, and I haven't yet. I haven't exercised my delusion where others have been. So I'm going to use this time to have a bit of delusion and enjoy it. I'm going to say top assist, Said Benrahma.
Oh my God.
It's happening. Said Benrahma. He is a creative player. Get him behind Antonio. He'll be getting some assists. We're going to be getting goals from everywhere, and he'll be creating, man. He'll be creating those assists. Player of the season. Are you ready?
Here we go.
Mark Noble. It's his last season. It's his last ever season before he retires. He deserves it. He deserves it. Lifetime achievement award.
He's banging 20 penalties in.
I don't care, right? I don't care what he does. I don't care if he sticks out the joint every week in, week out. That man, it's going to be emotional when he hangs up the boots. He's getting the player of the season because of that. Mark Noble.
All right, we'll come back to. All right, I'm going to come to Husam because I know he needs to dip. Husam, exact 3 basically. What are your thoughts?
Golden Boot winner. If Kane goes to City, Kane. If not, Mohamed Salah. Player of the season, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Bounce back season from Southgate, frauding him out of the thing. Top assists in the league. I'm also going to say Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think he's going to have an absolutely beastly season this season. I think his comeback season is on. So I think that's thing. Just before I go, I just want to say something. All of you, let's just for a second make a bet right now. All of you said United are going to finish above Liverpool, okay? I'm the only one who said Liverpool will finish above United. So if United finish above Liverpool, I'll come on here and sing Glory, Glory, Man United, okay? If Liverpool finish above United, all 5 of you have to come on here and sing You'll Never Walk Alone. Deal?
That's fine.
Deal.
Handshake.
Yeah, deal.
Okay.
Okay, I want to buy that shit as well. But
okay. We're good.
Just before you go, because I know you need to bounce. Just shout out your social and let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, I just want to say big up thanks to Usman for giving me the opportunity to join in. Big up to all the panelists as well. Pleasure working with you all for the first time. Absolute pleasure. You can find me on Twitter Spaces at Don Husam 66 is for the 6 Champions League titles we have. So hopefully I change that to a 7 in a season. My channel is called This Is Football. It's a channel for all football fans. We're going to be doing United watch-alongs, Chelsea watch-alongs, Liverpool watch-alongs, Arsenal watch-alongs, City and Tottenham. No one gives a fuck, so we're not going to be doing watch-alongs for them. So that's it from me. Please subscribe to the channel right here. The name is right here, and that's my Twitter.
God.
Please go follow me. Big up to all of you, and thanks to Usman once again. So I'll see you guys.
Have a good one, my guy. Have a good one. Fuck yeah, he's right though. No one gives a fuck about City. Right, Kish, over to you. Last but not least, I've got about 5% back.
Well, you know, it all depends on one guy, but I'm just going to base it on current state. If Lukaku goes to Chelsea, I'm going to put him as top scorer. Like him under Havertz are going to do madness. But right now, based on what I actually think is going to happen, Harry Kane for Golden Boot. I just think that at Tottenham he's the creator and he's a goal scorer. At City he just has to stay up front because that's what Pep does. He gets people to stay in their positions, and he's going to do an absolute madness at City. Assist maker again, City again. Kevin De Bruyne. I can't look any further. Like if he stays fit, or even if you give, it doesn't even count as an assist when you give it to Kane in some areas. So I can see him maybe breaking the assist record that he was joint with Henry a couple of seasons ago. And I think player of the season, I'm actually going to give it to Kai Havertz. I think Kai Havertz this season.
Kai Havertz. What the fuck?
Yeah, Kai Havertz for me is going to have a mad season. You've seen it already in just pre-season. The guy looks like he's up.
That goal against Arsenal, bro.
Yeah, the guy looks like he's up for it. So for me, he's going to be player of the season.
Someone's put we need Ty v Husam. Honest to God, can you imagine that? Ty would be like, "What do you mean? What do you mean Arsenal X? What is he?" Oh my God, that would actually be gold. But listen,
what we can do is get Moose versus.
Oh yeah. We do need to get Husam. That would be hilarious. Obviously, we haven't spoken about relegation or manager of the season, that kind of thing. We'll save that for next week. This show is more than long enough. I'm sure everyone will probably agree, and everyone needs to do it. Everyone's got work. Anyways, I just want to say a massive thank you for every single one of you that has stayed and watched the whole show. Make sure you do drop a like, subscribe to the channel. As always, everyone's socials are down below. But like I always do, Kojo, tell the people where they can find you, bro.
Free in Midfield Podcast, YouTube, Free in Midfield, Twitter, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. Myself, Osman took United pretty much every single time. And and I'll be on another file pretty soon doing some tactical games here and there. So Free in Midfield is the place to be though.
I was about to say, I felt
How
like you
has he
didn't
got tired? Like you're everywhere, man.
I
told you, bro. When the first day I saw you, podcast home. I'm about.
Podcast who?
I felt like you shot or killed him. But
Football Twitter's Cat Slater. It is what it is. Anyway, move.
Well, obviously he's one in midfield now. They've rebranded it. Lawless, where can the people find you, bro?
At the Lawless on Twitter, West Ham Fan TV, obviously YouTube and all of that. We've got some big plans going up. We got a live show. We're going to be performing live on stage doing our show on the 13th, Friday the 13th of August. So we're selling tickets. You can come to our Twitter if you want to come and see us live and doing our thing. And then we're going to have a party afterwards and all of that business. So it's going to be mad.
I'm coming true. I'm local. Yeah. I'm coming true.
Well, give me a shout. Let me know. Yeah, so it's going to be a mad one. And we film it and put it up on YouTube as well. And obviously Dan Damo Jace, we've got some big plans coming up soon, very, very soon. Lots of plans in this black book, so keep watching out.
Jeez, I got a black book as well, man. Flipping out. He gets me. You love to see it. Kids, last but not least, where can the people find you?
Yeah, I'll be on the weekly podcast for Usman Talks United every Monday, hopefully. And then if you want to follow me on Instagram, or if you want to see unbiased Twitter opinions, follow me at Keeshan below.
You love to see it. Like I said, everyone's social down below. The weekly show will be back at 8 p.m. next week, as always. But like I said earlier, if there's a game, that will then be moved to 10:30. We'll just work something out. Make sure you follow me on Usman Talks United. We've got a lot of content coming for you guys. Myself and Husam are doing a show tomorrow, actually, a transfer show. If he's available, I can't remember if he said he was or not. But in general, we've got a lot of shows coming. Make sure you follow my second channel, Usman Talks. I have got The man himself, Daps, is coming on. He's going to be telling his story. So a lot about mental health and obviously how you overcome it. Well, how you without professionals, but giving our tips, that kind of thing. But apart from that, it's been your voice, man. Hopefully you've enjoyed the predictions. If you're watching this on repeat, make sure you comment your predictions down below because I will be reading all 2 comments. Anyways, it's your voice, man.